Everybody, welcome. We're starting a brand new adventure, and we're kicking it off today with episode 3 of a three-part introduction that will lead a bunch of characters to the start of session 1. So the new game is called Factions of Fate, and it is a homebrew that we're putting together. But like good D&D DMs, I steal a bunch of stuff from many different places, and we're sort of assembling it. So you may find maps and creatures and scenarios from other games that I pulled in. Don't tell anyone. All right. So before we move on, please do like and subscribe. We're kind of a small channel. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers. That's like our goal for the end of the year. I'm hoping we can do that. That'd be awesome. So unfortunately, I've already subscribed, so I can't do anything about it, but you can. So I'd appreciate it. Also, if you get a chance, go ahead and like the video. So that would be a lot of help. Thanks a lot. So we have to do some housekeeping stuff. This is our sort of form of session 0, where we go through each character gets kind of a small game, and it gives us a chance to get to know the characters a little bit. So this is our session 0. We are all starting at 9th level here. For that reason, we are going to start off with an overview of the house rules. Now, if you've watched the first 2 episodes, we've actually covered the house rules there and some other session 0 stuff. If you want to skip all that, I'm going to put a time code down below here, and you'll be able to just jump to there. Will also be a link in the description below to just start watching the game. But for those of you who are just seeing this version and you haven't seen the previous 2, that's totally fine. You can watch this and roll right into session 1. That's great. You might want to stick around and just hear about some house rules and a few other things that are going on. For our players here, we have Eric and Nate today. Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Hello. Doing great.
Yeah, Eric is bringing back Hemo, so that's going to be great. He's one of 3 returning characters from the Lost Mine of Phandelver game we previously did. Not required to watch that game, but if you have watched it, there'll be some callbacks that might be fun for you. And then Nate is bringing in a brand new character, so that'll be really fun. So let's just jump over to do some house rule stuff. I'm going to read through them, and I'm going to give the players a chance to ask questions and just clarify so they know what's going on. So here we go. So we got a list of a few of them. I never number them. Every week I think I should, and then I don't.
Number 1.
Let's just go through them. First house rule is any action that uses a leveled spell slot can only be used once per turn. So, for example, I used the example of Echankar. His smite uses a leveled spell slot to make it work, so he can only do one of them. That's more or less as I tell everybody to. I'm trying to balance out some of the different characters so that people there's not one character who can just explode one round and other characters feel like they can't do that. So that's kind of a fun change up there. Second one, and feel free to interrupt if you guys have questions. Second one is drinking a potion can be a bonus action or a regular action. If it is a bonus action, the penalty for that is that you cannot cast a leveled spell that round. I don't think it really affects you, Eric, but it might affect Nate. So you can also drink a potion as your action, in which case your bonus action can be whatever bonus actions allow, including casting spells.
Should I assume that I have a 1 per day level 1 spell instead of a spell slot through my initiate feat? Should I assume that kind of counts as using a leveled spell slot?
Yeah, I see spell casting the way that they used to do it in the old 3.5.3 game. In classic D&D, they had your abilities were spell-like abilities and extraordinary abilities. And most things that emulated a spell were spell-like abilities, which meant they all fell under the same umbrella of spell casting. So we'll kind of follow that same idea. So yeah, if you're going to quaff a potion as a bonus action, I don't think it's going to come out very often, but at least you know the ruling now. Next is we are reverting back to the default disengage rules. We had some other disengage rules for Lost Mine. Sometimes they were cool, sometimes they got in the way, and I think it wasn't overall benefit. So we're just going to go back to the default disengage rules for this game.
It's sort of an unhouse rule, isn't it?
Yeah, it's removing it from the list. But for those people who watch Lost Mine, they'll be like, "Hey, didn't you guys?"
Yep,
And
yep.
that's this fair.
So now when we use disengage, we get our we can then take our regular movement, but we just don't get attacks of opportunity against us for that turn.
No, so the default D&D disengage, which is the one we're using, is when you disengage, whatever you have for your normal movement, you don't get attacks of opportunity for. That's
Okay.
basically what it is. So if you can move 60 feet, if you're like a monk and you can move 60 feet, none of that would get attacks of opportunity. For most of us, that's 30 feet. Something like that. Next is during a move, you're only allowed to perform one of the following: climb, jump, or stand during a regular move. If you dash or you take anything that gives you an initial action, such as action surge, you can do during your move a second climb, jump, or stand. And the reason is because during the Lost Mine, we had a lot of questions of, how many jumps and climbs and whatever can you do in one round, and how does that work? Because sometimes you're making checks, you have to climb or whatever, and when you're jumping, sometimes you have to make checks. So we're just going to allow just one stand, jump, or climb in your move action. Shouldn't come up very often, but it just makes it easier for argument purposes later.
So I could then use my regular action to do a second one, or just my action surge?
Right. If you action surge, if you wanted to use your action to do a second one, you certainly can. I didn't think about that, but certainly if you decide that you had to stand and you run over to a cliff and you decide that you still have movement left, but you're going to make just a jump. If you want to use your action for that to just make sure you get across, I don't see a problem with that.
Okay.
More or less,
I can
just
do an extra one of those every short rest with action surge.
Yeah,
It'd be like burst movement a little bit.
Sure. So, and we can kind of hit that in more details. That's more of a special case, but I see that as very valid. Next, recall knowledge is a bonus action. If you recall that I did a video a few months ago, but more than a few months ago now, talking about how recall knowledge is used in D&D for us. So you can use a recall knowledge action to learn about creatures or things or events It's history knowledge, but special for creatures. Do you want to know if a creature has fire immunity and you're not sure? You can do a recall knowledge and ask that question or get more information about them. That's a bonus action during combat. Of course, it's just an action or whatever when you see some creature. Flanking is still +2 to hit, but it can trigger sneak attack. So if you're flanking somebody, you get a +2 to hit, but you can also sneak attack. The reason why we do that for this group is because having 6 players all wrapped around a baddie and everybody getting advantage all the time is a lot. It unbalances the numbers too much, and I have to do a lot of adjustments. And so giving everybody a +2 is good, but also not incredible like having advantage. I believe advantage is like similar to +3.5 or +4.5, something like that.
About 4.5, but yeah. Who knows?
Cool. Dropping to 0 hit points is going to give you 1 level of combat fatigue. So this effect the effect of it is similar to 1 level of exhaustion, but the difference is that combat fatigue comes back, all of it, after a short rest. So if you go down twice, you effectively have 2 levels of exhaustion, which we call combat fatigue, but they will all come back after a short rest. And this is to help get rid of having no consequences, yo-yoing up and down, living life at 3 hit points. And with 6 players, I think that more tactically is more interesting than just being able to just use healing word and just bring everybody else back up and you're instantly perfectly fine. Let's see. Next is moving through an enemy square, as it always has. You normally would push them back or try to move past them, move through them using an athletics check. There's a couple other options that are part of the DMG that we're going to be using. The first one is you can shove someone aside, meaning you can grab them and pull them to the side instead of having to push through them or knock them down. If you try to shove someone just to the side, which would also be like shoving them off a cliff or something like that, that requires you to do your athletics at a disadvantage. You can also tumble through, but if you tumble through, that is an action. That's not an attack. just to be clear. I don't think I said that before, but if you want to tumble through, you can use your dexterity to try to tumble through them, but that's your action. Versus shoving aside or knocking them down is just an attack. For people who have multiple attacks, that's a big deal. For someone who doesn't, it's kind of the same. Any questions? Keep going. All right.
Keep going.
Let's see here. Let's see what else we got here. Moving a grappled opponent. Moving somebody you have grappled or you're forcing them to move physically is going to require an athletics contest a second time. So that's the same for me trying to move you. So if my dragon decides to grapple you, Hemo, and then next he wants to fling you off the side of the cliff, he just can't do it as a free action. He can't just pick up and fly you over.
I get one more chance.
Yeah. And it's the same for the enemies too. If you grab somebody and then you decide you want to run them over to the cliff and throw them off, you do have to make a second chance. Of course, lighter, flimsy creatures will be easy to move, but if you're doing it to an ogre, there's a chance they might survive. So that's basically the house rules. And let us know down below.
You had one about guidance as well.
Yeah, well, we will be using guidance, and I neither of you use guidance, right?
No, but I have a related question to that because you talked about sort of planning it ahead of time. It's not a reaction spell, if I remember correctly, right?
Guidance is not a reaction. Guidance is something that your player has to consciously do. I think it's Lear who has their guidance, and I just wanted to point out to them, and I didn't actually specify it in his game last week, but guidance is something that you have to actively do, and so I want to make sure it's just not a constant reaction that's being happened. You can spam guidance all the time, and it just really slows the game down.
Yeah, so I bring it up because my character does have something that's slightly similar, but it is a reaction. It's the Flash of Genius.
You can use that as a reaction, right? You can do that's what you can do.
Kind of a similar idea, but it is specifically says it's a reaction. So I want to clarify that was still okay.
But to be fair, the guidance is actually an action, not a reaction. So in combat, if you wanted to do that, he would have to do it as a action.
Got it.
Most of the time, you're not going to probably use guidance in combat, but you would probably want to use your Flash of Genius sometimes.
Yep, I probably will. So okay, cool.
Guidance could still have some niche uses.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it can. Yeah. I just think from an action economy standpoint, most people choose to do something else, but it's not without its benefit.
Are we changing the way inspiration works?
No, I've not given any inspiration in these pre-games, more or less because I'm working on a lot of technical things and whatever. So I've been, but no, we are not going to do anything different with inspiration at this point. I might consider it. And if you have suggestions for what you guys want to do, let me know. Also, for people at home, if you have any suggestions for your ways of handling inspiration, I'd be considering any changes for session 1. Let us know. What did you do? Do you have something in mind, Eric?
I think Cameron was saying, I think we previously discussed maybe being plus a d6 so that there's no chance of wasting that inspiration point with no benefit. Yeah,
that's a good point. I might consider that. I know that we've talked about it a little bit. So it works more like the Pathfinder 1E's hero point system, where you, instead of getting advantage, you just get to add a d6 to a current roll that you have. I might consider doing that again. I haven't really given it serious thought once we started writing all the rules up, but I'll put it on the list and we'll talk about it for session 1.
Yeah, just remember, Hemo gets really good accuracy when he has advantage.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the Elven way. I will say I find it interesting that we have these huge lists of feats, yet there's like the same sort of feats get chosen over and over again. It's the way it is. Like,
some of them in this game are just stronger than others.
It's true. It's true. It is. Right. The thing about the complaint about Pathfinder 1E or the old version of D&D was that they had pages and pages of feats, but also it gave you a lot of variety. So I don't know. We'll see. But we'll work with it. We'll have a good time. All right. So are we all good to go?
Yeah. What is happening in Tribor?
Yeah. Let's get started here. So let's get started on our game. All right, Nate, we're going to start it with you. with your new character coming in, and your character has a very interesting name. So we're gonna call you Theo, but what's his real? How do you pronounce his full
Sure.
name?
Yes, his first name is Theo DeLuin, so it's somewhat hard to pronounce with the DeLuin part.
Yeah,
But
elves, you know.
you can call me Theo though. Theo is easier.
All right, Theo it is. So Theo, let's get started with you. As we begin just outside of Triborn, the caravan of horse-drawn wagons transports packed crates of crabs and eels enters Tribor from the Evermore Way. It slips into the town almost unnoticed. Amid the summer influx of caravans, the presence is just another drop in the torrent of travelers that flood the town's gates. The drivers guide their horses with practiced ease, their movements steady and unassuming as they navigate through the street. Passing by the ostentatious facade of the pleasing platter, and I'll bring it up on the map here so you can see where you're at.
Ooh, I wonder what the menu was like at the pleasing platter.
We're gonna, yeah, well, I'm sure it's pleasing. That's the thing.
I bet it comes
Passing
on
by
a
the
small plate.
ostentatious facade of the pleasing platter, a renowned fine dining establishment that exudes an air of exclusivity, the caravan receives little more than a cursory glance from the patrons dining within. With their attention absorbed by the delicacies served on silver platters and the polished decor of the restaurant, they pay little heed to the mundane cargo passing by outside. The caravan, meanwhile, cares little for the collection of visiting nobles and wealthy merchants, save for what potential there is to separate those with money from the coin they carry. Emerging into the sprawling expanse of Market Square, the caravan finds itself amidst a sea of activity and diversity. And you can see from the map here, we're going to bring in Market Square. Boom, Market Square. Check that out. That is some high-end animation coming in there.
I'm moving Theo in one square at a
People
time.
from all corners of Faerun mill about, their voices mingling in a cacophony of languages and accents. Merchants peddle their wares from stalls adorned with vibrant banners of colorful trinkets, while shoppers weave through the crowd, their eyes alit with curiosity and excitement. To the north, the Tower of the Lord Protector stands tall and imposing, a silent sentinel over the busy marketplace below. The tower's presence is a reminder of the town's history and resilience. Amid the vibrant tapestries of sights and sounds, the caravan finds its place among the countless others that converge in Tribor each summer, a fleeting moment in the bustling rhythm of the town's life. Wagon Master Virgo bellows out, "There, south, the Beard's Gate. Keep yourself awake. Tribor is as bad as Yartar, just without the walls. I want not a crab leg to wander off before the weigh-in, you hear?" He answers with a tired nod from soldiers and workers who have been on the road for near a 10-day. Among the drab caravan crew is an oddly well-armored Tu Telquasar, or Moon Elf, if common is your limitation. Nate, describe what one might see as you dismount from the seat of one of the caravan wagons.
Yeah, you see from afar you'd see an elf wearing full plate. So looks quite heavily armored. He's got full boots. He's got gauntlets on. He does not have a visible helmet on. Just a green cloak hood that looks like it could be pulled up over his head, and a shield on his back. The armor looks pretty standard plate armor, so it's got few scratches on it, and it looks like it's gotten a little bit of use, but nothing like combat. If you got up close to him though, you'd notice that he's got a pretty nasty looking scar across the side of his face and down his neck, into disappearing below the end of his cloak there. Not exactly an attractive elf.
Maybe we should modify your image so that you have a scar.
We could.
Cool.
We could.
Yeah.
He does not appear to have a blade on his person, which might be a little suspicious for somebody who's as armored as he is.
Maybe you're just one of those mellow, calm kind of folk.
He does kind of look around succinctly, briefly at the surroundings, takes a few steps back from the wagon, and he'll start to keep an eye out on the surroundings as I know that the group that we were traveling with, he doesn't want anything stolen, so he's going to take his opportunity to assist in that regard. Just keep an eye on the surroundings.
Well, a young woman leans out from a cart behind the one that you just leaped from. Theo, by Millie's own pen, you'd better not leave without even a farewell. The young woman, Wendra, is daughter to one of the workers and a strong hand when needed. But her true passion is the written word, and she's taken the liberty of reciting every word of her works in progress to you over these past 8 days.
What was her
Hope you
name?
find whatever it is you're looking for, Wendra says,
Indra?
confused by someone traveling without purpose.
Yes, me too. I do hope so. Looks around, kind of looks at her and cocks his head a little to the side. Says, perhaps I'll see you.
Well, I don't know how long we're going to stay in town. We will also move on. We may be going to Waterdeep. It depends on what comes here to trade. I've been to Waterdeep twice. It's quite the grand spectacle. You think Yartar's big?
Well, it'd be an interesting adventure. I think I'm done with Yartar for a while, though. Maybe you'll find something here.
You see, she looks around the crowd in the marketplace. As she kind of does, her eyes dance from one person to the other. She thinks she's measuring each person. So many stories to glean, so many tales to extract. When suddenly her father calls, "Wendra, enough of that! We have to unload now." Wendra rolls her eyes, wrinkling her mouth as if to express her desire to do anything other than help her father at this moment. But she has a job to do. Be safe and remember what I said about keeping a journal. She darts out, giving a quick hug to you, and then Amanda then kind of steps back, merging into the crowd. Remember, a journal! And she disappears.
He sighs at her.
You're standing amongst this crowd. There are people everywhere here in this market square.
Well, I think I've been traveling what time of day is this? Midday?
Yeah, it's basically midday. That as you come into the market square, it is packed. You can see caravans coming in all over the place. This caravan is sort of wrapping actually around another one. You see that wagons are mere feet from each other, and the place smells of horses, both from the market square and by the nearby Happy Horse Ranch, which you can see. Happy Horse Ranch it definitely has its share of horses that are there for sale, as well as to rent.
Lovely. Well, Theo, he is basically escaping from what, maybe not literally in the fugitive sense, but he's escaping from Yartar and does not want to hang out there anymore. And he's looking for something new, some adventure, basically. He wants to get out and explore. So I think the first thing he's going to try to do is wander through this new marketplace and see what sights and sounds he can find. I mean, maybe there's something interesting he can grab for a snack. Starting to feel a little hungry, and he just wants to get all the sights in that he can for
Give me a
starting
perception
point.
roll. How about that? We'll start with that. See where you're at.
All right. Let's see what he sees, eh? That is a 22.
22. That's a good roll. All right. You ask around, and you finally talk to someone about lodging. And one of the people that you're guessing is someone common to Tribor answers, "Well, Everwyvern House is a place if you come with too much coin and a taste for Tribor's finest. But you look more like a North Shield House lad. Just stay clear of 6 windows if you're looking for a place to stay. I shouldn't speak ill of my neighbors, but I would trust me on that one. Is there something more specific you're looking for other than just a place to dine and stay?"
You know, I could really use some lembas. Have you had any? Have you seen any around coming in town, perhaps?
He smiles, clearly recognizing you as being an elf, and sort of an elf that he might not have seen very often. You being not a high elf, which is more common to come out of the forest. Uh, he he uh, he takes you serious as if you're being had traveled from a far away. He says,
Hmm.
"Lambas, I don't know, but you may be able to find at the platter. They have rare things there, but you should be ready to depart with a fair amount of coin to get what you want."
He looks back. That's that one, right? With the silver.
He looks down the lane at what you're pointing. It's a little bit far off, and he nods.
Hmm. Yes, maybe not as my first meal. Well, you said to steer clear of, and he tries to remember the name of
Six
the first
windows.
place.
It's to the north and to the west. It's by the Tribord Trail. You'll know it when you see it. And he kind of smiles and nods and lets you know that you think that he doesn't want, he may even know the person who owns it, and he maybe feels guilty about steering you clear from there, but at the same time, he feels obligated to let you know.
Well, keep that in mind. Well, where should I steer towards then?
Well, as I said, North Shield House is something that you might want to look at. That they seem to be the most reasonable in town. If you're looking for a place to stay, that's probably the most common.
He
And
claps his hand.
he
Yes,
points you just
excellent.
past. He goes, go north of the marketplace, and if you wrap around to the east of the Caravan campgrounds, you'll probably find it there. If you're looking just for something for a night or two.
That seems like a good start. Nods to himself, looks around. And your name?
I am Jeffers. Nice to meet you. I work here at the Happy Horse. I just more or less a hand, but I'm out about town now, getting myself some lunch.
And if I wanted to rent a horse, I don't need to today, but if I did, what would that set me back per day?
Well, I think that I'm not the person to negotiate with. I think you're going to want to talk to someone who works there.
Well, um, last question before I head up to North Shield. Who's your friend over at Six Windows?
Oh, I really should not talk out of turn. But Tamara, she's a strange one for sure. Uh, Her husband recently went missing, and maybe she's in denial. I don't know, but he must have wandered off, or maybe he finally left her. But she's just carrying on as if nothing's ever happened. But it's been that way for the last couple months, and she's just acting strange. It's just I don't know what to say more than that.
Oof. Well, I've had my share of near marital drama, I suppose you could say. I not tonight. That sounds like too much for me today. Thanks for the fair warning.
All
I
right,
will I will see you later. Bye,
I,
Jeffers.
as you look past Jeffers, you see in the crowd, you hear a young man as he stands upon a box, calling out to the crowd. On St. Oswin's Day, remember to cast your vote for Duvessa Shane. She's the Lord Protector we want. She's the Lord Protector we need. And a group of people cheer and yell great words of victory to each other as this man standing on a box calls out to the crowd.
Do
A
I recognize
halfling
that
gentleman.
name?
Go ahead.
Do I recognize that name?
Saint Oswin.
Yeah.
Do you recognize it? Give me a recall knowledge history roll, please. So roll a history check.
I'm pretty good at history, actually. Let's see what I got here. 21.
You know that Saint Oswin was thought to be the founder of Tribor, when he was charged by 3 boars, and in one fell swoop was said to drop and destroy and kill 3 boars in one hit. And every day or every year, annually, the town of Tribor celebrates St. Oswin's Day with a feast. However, every 7th year, they actually use St. Oswin's Day as a day in which they elect a new Lord Protector. From the sound of it, this might be that year. You haven't kept the calendar, but just from the fact that they're trying to talk about this Duvessa Shane as the next Lord Protector tells you that there may be a vote coming soon. You're not exactly sure when this St. Oswin's Day will be, but it sounds to me like it will be soon.
Soon, yeah. Well, that sounds exciting, thinks to himself. Maybe I'll stick around for that at least. He's wandering through.
Absolutely. A halfling gentleman approaches wearing a wide weaved hat to keep the sun away from his head, and a clean pressed white shirt. Why, good afternoon, friend. I'm Rick at Thornwater, and information is my product. My apologies for making assumptions, but you look like an elf looking to find your way for the first time here in Tribor. Well, Tribor is many things, and some of those things are not easy to find. For a few silver, I'd be happy to get you exactly to the place you wish to be.
Ricket, you say?
That's what I said.
For the certain types of information, I could see paying. But for this, I think I'm on my way. What,
Well, you look like what type of thing are you trying to find? Well, we can settle up on a fair exchange of coin.
Well, the only thing that I've been looking for that I haven't heard yet, since I've gotten here at least, was see if there's any lembas around town.
Oh, lembas, yes. Let me see here. You know, he stands over and he starts pointing down the lane, and he kind of grabs you by the shoulder a little bit and points. He says, "Now, what you want to do?"
I'm gonna be very wary of anybody touching me, so I'm gonna kind of recoil off of that and cross my arms again.
You got it. Give me a perception roll.
23.
23. All right. This man, you're kind of watching him. You don't want him touching you, and you're staring down at him, and he kind of puts his hand back like he apologizes, like he wasn't meaning anything as you kind of approaches you. Maybe he's just one of those touchy-feely kind of people. He goes to touch you, and he's like, whoa, I'm just going to show you that if you go down to the platter there, I know for sure that they have lambas there. But they won't have any right now, for the lambas won't be coming in until at least 2 more weeks.
I see. Well, I haven't had it in a while, so I guess I'll have to wait then.
But if you are looking for work, I might be able to find some for you. If you go over, there's my friend of mine, Erlam, has a place at the Tribord Traveler. They're often looking for people to take jobs as caravan runners if you are just passing through town and looking for a job.
Well, I'm not looking for a job right now, but that is good to know. The only thing that I would do if I were or the first thing I would do if I was looking for a job would be probably working at a smith.
Oh, a smith.
Yes.
Like you just like you.
Actually, that'd be an interesting sightseeing for me today. Do you know if there's a smithy in town?
A smithy. Well, there's a few of them. Strange. Well, there used to be a few of them. We're down one now, unfortunately. One of it's a bit of a sad story in a way. But some strange elf has taken over, and he doesn't really use the smithy all that much, to be honest with you.
Well, that does sound like a story.
Yeah, well,
Where's that one?
just down here, well, we haven't even talked about coins, sir. I've been answering a lot of your questions without even feeling or one bit of silver in my hand. So perhaps I could be interested in exchanging these pleasantries. Should I have seen some form of tip?
He looks down at him. He looks in his side, and basically next to his belt, and like in his armor, he sort of like puts his hand into his armor, and you could hear like clink clink clink, and then he pulls out and he hands him 3 silver. There you go. 3 pieces of information, 3 silvers.
Aye, well, sir, you're more than kind. You're more than kind. I just had to ask a few times for that. Thank you. All right. Well, Alden Arms is really where you would want to have gone. I should have sent you there, but unfortunately, Aldalath is not there anymore. She's been around town for generations, but she passed away recently, and now some strange young, well, he looks young, but you elves live forever, don't you?
Depends.
Yes, he started some sword school there. He has a forge. He doesn't even use it. It sort of sits out there all day long, looking all sad. But in truth, you could also you should go talk to Fohammer's forge. Galerin Fohammer, he's a dwarf. He is one of the finest makers of weapons in all of the north here. He's the savage frontier. He is known. He creates fantastic blades. His forge is going all the time.
He looks down at his side, glances over his shoulder, and just kind of like raises his
all right.
slightly singed eyebrow at him, and like he's not got a single blade on him.
Yeah. As you look down,
shame.
As you look down, there you see a hand from a man. A man looks like he's holding a staff with two hands out in front of him, like this. And but a third hand is leaking out from under the cloak and reaching toward your pouch.
Oh no. I feel like this is an initiative moment because I'm about to zap him.
Roll me an initiative. We don't need to do the track or anything. There's just two of us. What'd you get?
13.
He gets to go first. He's leaking out. Your hand is kind of like on your coins. You're reaching in here. Your hand kind of reflectively goes for him, but he is trying to reach and grab your pouch. He looks up at you and sees you, and when he does, his hand, like a viper, snaps out and grabs your pouch.
What though? That's the thing.
What's that?
So he might have been reaching. Well, yeah. I'm curious what he's gonna grab. So
yeah.
One of the things that I have is a infused item that is replicating the abilities of a bag of holding.
Correct.
So that bag of holding is basically sort of attached, onto his person. That's what I was saying. He's kind of reaching into his armor. Maybe he's able to grab it off of him. I don't know. Like, I'll let you.
Yeah, I mean, just like anything, there's nothing specifically saying in the rules that it can't be removed from you unless you're out, right? Your armor can't be removed from you, but that item doesn't say anything about needing.
Right. It's not literally the armor, right?
Right. And so the whole point of his making his attempt is to remove that item, just like a coin purse would be tied to you. It's secure, but he's
still trying to grab it.
Grabbing it, right? So
but I'm
this is why we do initiative, and we
yeah. All right, so he
kind of grabs it now. However, before you get to go, Nate, there is a third party, a third thing that happens that actually beats you still.
Oh boy.
A woman cloaked in silks and greens and white darts out her hand as she stands beside you. You didn't even notice she was there, grabbing the wrist of the one holding your, kind of fingering your item, literally touching your item and tugging it off of you. You look back to see a strange dirty vagrant with fingers on your item. The hand that grabbed him is both dark and pale.
So she grabbed his hand?
He grabbed his hand. Deep purple or blue, but it's muted. It's like this blue or purple skin that's muted. Her fingers are adorned with a ring on each one of them. Though the hand is lithe, there is strength there. As you see, she just vice grips this vagrant's hand. You glance up to see deep purple eyes peering from a white veil with a silver circle across her brow, holding charms in the shapes of dancing elves playfully dangling. Though most of this woman is hidden within her silks, a scarab holding a silver dagger is pressed across her pelvis. She silently stares at the vagrant, then looks up at you, the vagrant in shock.
He's starting to yell thief, and he sort of like trails off for a second, and he'll grab onto it as well, onto that hand at this point.
Give me a grapple check.
All right. Let's see here. That would just be an athletics, right?
Yes.
All right. Not his best strength, literally.
Looks like we got ourselves a Mexican sleight of hand off.
Only got a 4 on that one.
All right, you go to grab the hand. The vagrant, what you'll notice is that this vagrant has fake hands that are holding onto a stick that he uses, and he uses the other hand to reach out and steal stuff.
Steal stuff.
So he looks like he's just walking with a stick like this, with his hands up in the air, but he uses this other hand to steal, pickpocket.
Sure.
As you go to grab it, he kind of pulls himself from you, stopping you from grabbing him. The woman is holding on to him. It is his turn. He's going to try to break her grapple. He kind of tries to pull from her. He tries to pull from her. He's unable to. She's strong.
At this point, he loudly yells, "Thief! Give me that back!"
Okay,
and
you announce thief to everybody.
Yes, and I point at him, and he pulls his shield. I guess it's not my turn, but he yells.
It will be your turn in a second.
Yeah.
But you could have pulled that out
free,
during
right?
your turn, other than just push grappling him. So you could have pulled your shield out. That's a free item interaction.
We'll
so we'll say you have it out. All right, he tries to break free. He's pulling back, and
But
you can see
she's strong.
His disguise is kind of falling away. His stick is moving to the side. He's just trying to get away right now. His eyes are kind of in shock, like he doesn't know what to do. This woman, let's see what she ends up doing. She curls his arm a little, sort of giving a pressure to his arm, and you see him drop to his knees. He just kind of folds down. This is akin to being quote knocked down, but in story terms. He kind of gets dropped down to his knees as she holds him there, and she looks up at you. Behind you, Nate, you can see soldiers not too far away, about 10 feet away, running through the crowd toward you. Give me a perception roll, Nate.
All right. 17.
You look back to the soldiers coming in. They have pikes, and they're running in. They're looking right at you. You think they've heard your cries, and they're coming to your aid. This vagrant is kneeling down in front of you. You look over at the soldiers. You look back, and the woman who was holding the vagrant waits for just one more moment before the soldiers emerge onto the scene, and then she lets go and backs away. And the soldiers ask you, "What's going on? What's going on here?"
He draws with his hand. So my turn now, right?
Yes, it's your hand. Give me a perception roll.
So he's basically drawing up a firebolt in his hand. He won't cast it at him, but he pulls up. Fire just emerges off of his hand, and he's staring at this man and pointing with his with his shield. You said another perception roll?
Give me a perception roll.
That was a critical success with a 24.
You hear the woman whisper to you as she backs away. With all the din of the things happening in the crowd, nobody should be able to hear her whispering, but you managed to hear her. And she whispers to you, "Go with grace."
He glances her way briefly, and he'll nod actually at her.
But
and
as the soldiers
he says, "Drop it! Drop my bag." He's pointing at him.
He lets his fingers go as the soldiers dive on top of him. They run past you, and they just push him to the ground.
All right, I'm gonna as quickly as I can. I'm gonna grab my bag back up.
Easily done.
All right.
And you hear one of them say, "Kenneth, again?" And the other one, a probably more of a newer soldier. Her outfit is very well pressed, not as much grit and grime or wear and tear as the older soldier. Her tunic looks a little bit too new as she wanders around the yard here. She looks down at the man. She says, "Who is this?" And the other soldier says, Kenneth the pickpocket. How many times do we have to drag you out of here? And the Kenneth, which you're assuming is his name, he's just sort of struggling and fighting. And he says, "Why do you keep fighting me?" And then he looks up at you and says, "Sir, do you have your bag back?"
I'm gonna pull it up and try to pull out my flute. Is
Okay.
it in there?
Yes, it's there.
Okay.
Looks like the items that you had thought were there, nothing's been missing.
And the next thing he's checking is sort of coins. He has got like a
Yep.
few different bags, few different pouches inside of there. And so all of those seem to be in order too.
Yeah, give me a
Just kind
perception
of
roll to make
checking.
sure, but yeah, you think that everything's
All
there.
right, good. 15.
No, I mean, looking around, I mean, he clearly was just reaching toward your hand and grabbing it, and
Sure.
you sort of caught him.
He's quick though.
Um,
I know pickpockets from, from my time in Yartar. So
for
um,
sure.
this is not too unusual, but yeah, for the second interaction of arriving here, he'll drop the firebolt he was growing in his hand there,
Yeah, he's like,
and he'll reattach his bag and say, "Kenneth, I see. I suspect you'll have your work cut out for you for the evening.
the soldiers
Thank you,
look,
soldiers."
yeah, the soldiers look over you and say, "Sir, we'll take care of this vagrant. You won't see him for at least 3 nights."
Hmm. And Kenneth, I hope that you spend that silver well. I did pay him 3 silver
You're
for
talking
his
about Ricket
information.
the halfling.
Oh, is that a different guy? That was a different guy,
Yep.
wasn't it?
That Kenneth is the vagrant and Ricket the halfling. You go back to look for Ricket. He's nowhere to be found.
God, I thought you were telling me that it was the same exact guy, but
That's fine. No.
okay. So this second
It was-
person sort of was
Yep.
walking
The
nearby and tried to
halfling was
grab it.
there,
Got it.
and Kenneth is a pickpocket, a vagrant
Okay, different
dressed
guy.
up. Yeah.
I did not pay him.
No, that was probably my fault for not being
No, no,
very specific.
it's all good. That makes more sense.
It's fine.
Okay. No, I'll say I'm good, officers. If I can buy you a beer later, I will.
Well, we're gonna be working most of the afternoon, but perhaps we'll see you at one of the pubs. And the other soldier gives you a polite smile. What is your persuasion? Give me a persuasion roll.
Ooh, persuasion, eh?
Mhm.
That is not great. Not his strong suit. He has gotten a 2 on that one.
That second soldier, she looks at you, and you can see she's giving you a polite smile, but she's probably distracted by your scar.
Yeah, and
And
he's not really
she eyes it.
smiling either. He's just kind of like straight faced.
She kind of smiles at you, but you think she's being more polite, and she probably won't be looking for you at the pub.
He'll nod at them and then he'll keep moving, actually.
All right. Um,
We'll head north towards the
when you
North
do
Shield House.
so, hold on. When you do so, there is a from that standing box. One of the man yelling to the crowd. He looks over at you and says, "See, this is why we need Duvessa Shane. The criminality that's happening in this town is out of control. These newcomers bring new vices and new problems." And the crowd cheers.
Are you referring to me?
Well, they're pointing. I think they're referring to the
At
action
the
that
thief?
the somebody stealing. Now, the ironic part here is that
I'm the newcomer, right?
you're getting the fact that this Kenneth was probably like they seem to know who he is,
Mm-hmm.
but this person who's standing on the box seems to be blaming
Talking about newcomers. Yeah,
foreigners, right? The outside people for this problem.
yeah. I'm just gonna.
Okay.
I'm not interested in that political stuff right now either. So I'm just gonna head off and look for this North Shield House.
All right. As you go to move forward, there is another person who's standing next to the guards, and they say, "If you're looking for that forge, Fohammer's is to the north. I can point you there. There's also the school with
I
the
think
other."
this, honestly, the school sounds more interesting. If I'm looking for work, a forge that doesn't have a an artist behind it is probably my best bet.
Well, you should go there sooner than later. The inn will be open late, but the schools that they don't stay open till all hours. And I know Forehammers will be closing up soon. That'll coot of a dwarf. He works hard and he's the nicest man you'll ever find, but he does not work late.
Excellent. That sounds like he's got himself a good gig then.
All right. Are you gonna head off over to either Fohammer's or to the school?
Um, Honestly, I think I'd go to the school.
All right. You head north following directions to the school. And with that, we're going to change perspectives. Perched atop a gentle rise, amid a splattering of towering, weathered trees, stands the reborn sanctuary of martial prowess, a recently repurposed edifice once dedicated to the craftsmanship of swords, now renovated into a school for the art of swordplay. With its newly refurbished two-story structure, the building radiates an aura of promise and potential, its walls echoing with the vibrant energies of eager students and seasoned instructor. Outside the school, the remnants of its storied past linger in the form of a masterwork forge, its fire pot cold but still warm with the memory of the countless blades tempered and shaped within its once fiery embrace. Though the clang of hammers may have been replaced by the clash of practice swords, the forge remains a symbol of craftsmanship and dedication to the art of the sword. Hanging proudly over the double doors is a new sign, Oakenheel School of Blades. A path leads from the school to the thoroughfare known as the Long Road, where caravans embark on from Tribor to their journeys to illustrious cities such as Silvery Moon. Today, the double doors are wide open as two men clad in armor hold wooden swords as they circle each other. The master of the school is one Hemo Oakenheel, wielding a pair of thin wooden practice swords, while the other is his first student and now teacher, Sanjeet Asi. Sanjeet is a shorter, stouter young man with an olive face, a mustache too thick for a man his young age, and a wrapped headdress that shows this man is most likely not native to Tribor either. Sanjeet holds one two-handed practice sword circling his mentor. Eric, want to describe what the elf Sanjeet is looking at? What do you look like?
So Hemo Oakenheel is a tall for an elf. He's like 6'5", and a little bit more muscular than many. But he's covered in battle scars, many along his arms, which he usually wears nothing on. He displays his long sword fighter arms proudly. He's got blonde swept back hair. He's wearing some pretty minimal leather armor. The practice swords he's using would be curved like elven scimitars, a little stouter than the metal version, but still kind of elegantly carved. He's wearing, I suppose, just his armor at the moment.
Sure. I would assume your
clothes.
true swords are probably hanging up nearby.
There's a sword belt with like 8 or 9 different swords and knives of different varieties. More prominently, 2 scimitars on the belt. That is hanging up at the side of the building right now as he's sparring.
Sanjeet smirks at you, sword in hand, and lunges forward with his two-handed sword. Ooh, he's gonna hit armor class 24 and 22. Quite the strikes with his massive two-handed practice sword.
Oh geez. Hemo's not fast enough to get out of the way of that. His AC is only 17.
Yeah, he hits you twice. Now, these practice swords do 1 point of damage plus your attribute bonus, and the damage is non-lethal. So he's going to hit you for 6 points of non-lethal damage as he strikes. And he's he smiles and he goes and he says You weren't you weren't ready for me, were you?
He's Hemo says, "No, I wasn't ready for that particular strike, but try again and let's see if you can land that on me."
Are you going to attack him back, or what are you going to do?
Um, Hemo says, "Now, an obvious attack like that is very useful at most of the time, but sometimes you need something less obvious." And he throws a stick that he's got hidden on his belt. As a battle master now, he's got the quick toss feat, and he draws a stick and underhand tosses it and tries to hit.
What'd you get?
Well, I suppose I could just call that like a dagger throw.
Yeah, for sure. Go for it.
He would have a 28 to hit on a finesse weapon.
You
Woo.
smack him right in the forehead with this thing. He just cracks him right in the face. Doing what damage does it do? Are you gonna assume?
I suppose as an improvised weapon, it would only do like a D4.
Sure,
You already
it's
rolled
essentially
a little club.
the one there on the D6, so it was,
Yeah, probably one damage. It's not an actual dagger.
That's no problem. You do a little damage to him, and what is your dexterity bonus? Is it +4?
5.
+5.
Need 6 points. I was gonna say your roll was exactly what he said for the practice sword. So
yeah, well, he hit him twice, so you did twice as much damage to him with one hit, and he snaps back. He's like, oh, you've hit me with a surprise attack. I
It's always the blade you don't see, Sanjeet. Remember that.
Yes. I feel I have been a bit distracted. I thought that perhaps I would get you standing, but you have outdone me once again, sir.
Well, keep it up. That was a good hit.
As you do so, from the steps that you are sort of in the foyer of this house, a converted manor home of some sort that has been converted into a practice area. From the stairs comes bounding down 5 young men and women. They seem to be just barely adults, and they are all wearing typical garb for the town, no armor or anything. And they come lumbering down in one fell swoop, the stairs pounding as they race down.
No, running on the stairs. I just had those refurbished.
The leader of this pack, this gaggle, this collection of young teens who have been educated here, is one Jenna, and though she's probably the least skilled in swords, she's the most skilled at gathering people to do the things that she wants. Huh. She says, Hemo, there's a new fold that's coming out. We're gonna run over there and check it out.
A new what?
A horse, a young horse. As a baby.
Oh, you're going to check out the horse birth when there's training in not 20 minutes?
We'll come back for that. Well, it's fine. They're birthing the horse. How many times do you get to see it here? And Hemo, you know that this is a town where they raise horses, and horses are being born all the time.
Fine, I suppose it is. It's a special tradition, but you have to promise you do your road work out there. Okay, I want you to get at least 2 miles in.
Okay. And she pushes out through the double doors, and with her gathering crowd of barely adult, more like teenage group comes wandering past you, and Sanjeet looks back at you as you're watching them leave, and he's sort of watching out the door, and he goes, it sounds like they're going to be going on a little adventure. You think he sort of feels like he might want to do some adventure himself. He might not be in the best mood for training today.
Sanjeet, are you also done with sparring today?
Well, sir, could I ask you a personal question?
Of course. Swordsmanship is based upon honesty.
He looks at the weapons in his hands and he says, "Sir, have you ever had to fight for the heart of a woman?"
For the heart of a woman? Not in this life. Perhaps for a in a previous life when I was a juggler, but no, no. As of late, I've been fighting for other things. Sometimes just fighting for the sake of it.
Well, I think fighting for a woman is easier than speaking to one, I think. Uh,
with 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 you, I agree on that one, Sanjeet.
I am great at fighting, but the speaking part, I have no training, sir.
Well, I I suppose I teach you mostly to speak through your sword. Um, but whatever does fighting for a woman, does that inspire your sword fighting?
Well, I must admit to my subtle questioning is actually exposing a distraction I have had of late. Uh, One Miss Carnveller of the Happy Horse Ranch is that which has been distracting me, sir.
Oh,
I feel I must apologize.
no. Okay. Uh, let's put the swords down for a moment, Sanjeet. This is nothing to be ashamed about. That you draw your inspiration from the world around you. To be passionate about anything, that's a good thing. You need to latch onto that, hold on to it.
Ah, yes,
Have
yes.
you have you uh, have you gone and told her how you feel?
I am no, no. I. So I have been acting like such a fool. I've been making excuses, to speak with her. Um, do you know Florin? He asks.
Well, is she? I suppose at this point, Hemo's been in town for a couple of years.
Just give me a quick
But
history roll. Let's see what you roll. See how
all right,
see if you know her. There's a lot of people in town, so
I got a 13.
yeah, you know that the Carnveller family runs the Happy Horse Ranch. It's run by the matriarch Janelle Carnveller, who is a bit of a uh, definitely does not do well with people, but she does really well with horses. And so her three sons and daughter mostly sell and talk to the crowd. And the daughter Florin, she is a lovely young woman, fantastic rider, and has a good head on her for numbers. Often deals with a lot of these people that are doing the interactions in town. That people who come in and do trading, there can be pretty rough customers, and she always manages to sort of hold her own, even against the most determined or not so polite sort. That's who that is.
Well,
He says, "Oh, I am acting like such a fool."
yes, I think you might be. T Tell me, Sanjeet, if we were to fight with real swords, if you were to fight somebody with real weapons, you would not hesitate to strike them, would you?
Oh no, and he hits you.
Ow!
He hits you.
Not,
You take three
damn
points.
it!
You take three
Damn it,
points.
Sanjeet! I'm trying to give you a lesson here as your elder. Jeez.
He laughs at that. He says, "Oh, you see, it is good that it is good and bad that apparently am becoming completely dishonest." And he looks
I
he looks down. He's kind of smirking to himself through his mustache, sort of like looking at you, but at the same time changing the subject. He says, "But sir, honestly, I fear I'm running low on excuses. Florin is the most friendly person in all of Triborn. I enjoy speaking with her, and she has taught me so much about horses."
yes. Yes, you are already learning from her. This can only be a good thing. Why can you not have the same confidence you have when you go to hit me in the head with that training sword? No hesitation. It is because sword fighting is something you know you can do.
Well, this gives I feel like the sword is like a shield to me. It keeps the distance between you and me. I have this item, this thing that can protect me, that can attack. But when I speak with her, I am standing there, a man without a shield. I am no better than Cyric, living a lie each day.
Uh,
And my dishonesty is hurting me on the inside, sir. You know
well,
Cyric to be the god of lies.
oh, well, well, just remember that I've taught you that sword fighting is based in honesty, uh, and that honesty must be to oneself, and well, you really should just go tell her how you feel.
Should I bring her something, sir?
Well, if that is what you feel you want to do, I'm sure your instincts would be good there.
I've spent all of my time in Navareska. Most of my friends are elves, and then I come to the city, and you are an elf. Do humans like gifts? My mother often liked gifts, but we lived amongst elves for so long. I don't know these humans so well.
Well, to humans, a gift sometimes gets forgotten in their haste, but they always remember the moment you give it to them. Make that moment special so that even when they forget or lose the item in the next few days when they go off on some whim, but they will remember that moment that you gave them a gift.
He looks down and he says, "Oh, my father told me once that my mother loved flowers and often brought her flowers. So after he passed, I made it my duty to bring my mother flowers each time I visited. Uh, to the women of the women of Tribord like flowers as well?"
I would assume they all do, but perhaps maybe not the same flowers. Some of the human traditions around flowers have some as mourning and some are celebratory, and I don't know much of all of that, but
What about marigolds or geraniums? Do they mean
well,
death?
I I well, I wouldn't know that.
Give me a recall knowledge nature.
I'm not a florist, Sanjit. I'm a sword
What'd
master.
you get?
21.
It's a 21.
So,
However,
yeah, you're the traditions. If you bring someone roses in the human world, that sort of means like it's kind of a bold move. It's more like a passionate love thing. And some women, if they happen to be in alignment with you, will think that's the greatest thing. But it's risky. It's risky. Sometimes you can bringing colored flowers or natural flowers or wildflowers is often, especially here in the more rural towns, more in line with trying a relationship versus sort of like jumping in with 2 feet per se. So when he talks about marigolds and geraniums, he might be right. Now Hemo, that behind the house down the hill, they have wildflowers that grow there just past the tree line. You often walk in these woods in the evening. It kind of reminds you a little bit of the high forest. It's got a few open areas. It's not exactly huge, but it just gives you a way then in the evening to be a little more isolated. But you do know that there's flowers there. You've seen them several times as you walk by. Unfortunately, you've also interrupted a few people picnicking there from time to time, and they seem to laugh it off, and you just part your ways. But just past the house to the west or to the east, there's a group of cropping of trees. You could send him there to get them. Or there are some places in town where vendors actually sell flowers. But anyway, but he was just asking about it.
Hemo would say, "Well, actually, yes, I recall since I've been here in Tribord that, yeah, yes, what wildflowers are given as a gift quite often, and sometimes just between friends. It wouldn't be too forward. I think I remember some in the forest out back.
I
You know,
see.
Sanji, you have a new assignment. Go out into the forest and pick as many flowers as will fit in this. He just finds a cup.
All right.
Um,
Like a.
many flowers as will fill this cup. That
I'm
is your
assuming.
assignment.
I'm assuming you're picturing like a little barrel like this big, something like
Yeah,
like a vase
yeah.
size.
It's a vase. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
it's a
yeah. I mean,
pitcher for
he looks at
serving
it. He
water at dinner.
smiles. He goes, "Yes, I will do that." He kind of looks at you. He takes the sword and he sets it down. You see, he grabs his own sword, his father's sword. He carries wields a two-handed sword. And you've taught him that it's you never want to leave the house without your sword. It's ingrained in his being, and so not that he has any purpose of trying to attack anybody, but he does
Yeah.
grab his sword and he puts it on as he's talking with you, and he steps out, and as he does so, you see that he walks toward the front doors that are wide open to ventilate as everyone's sweating and running around in the school, and he stops and he says, "Sir, I believe we have a visitor." He says to
A
you,
visitor, a new
yeah.
student.
No, no. He laughs and he says, "Looks like Fohammer's coming up."
Oh, that old that old dwarf.
I'll run out. I'll be back soon. You don't need me to talk to him. I'm assuming.
All right. Yes, you may go.
He runs kind of runs around the side of the house and disappears. Kind of, yeah. You get a hint of a little bit of excitement, like for him having a task to do is much easier than trying to come up with a solution to this challenge of dealing with a woman who he might find interesting.
That boy's going to need to learn to step out of his comfort zone sooner or later.
I agree. You hear Bohammer say as he walks up. This old dwarf, perhaps having had one too many ales buried in his gullet, kind of wanders up. He has a walking stick. Now, though he may look a little meek as he's walking, you've never seen someone sling a hammer in the forge so much. He can sit there for hours and seems to never tire. But for whatever reason, walking across the street seems to give the image that he's falling apart. Maybe a bit of an act, maybe just that he doesn't like the idea that he actually has to leave his house. He comes walking by and he's like, hey, Mister
Oakenheel.
Oh, God, sorry.
I've been here how many years?
He was like, he goes, Mr. Oakenheel. I thought it my duty to come and tell you that I've got a new batch of scimitars I've finished. Now, for your students, I know that if some of them have been eyeing window shopping, if they will, they come in and pick the blades up and swing them about. I've told them not to, but it's hard for me not to let the youth have their way. But I'm telling you that I've forged a few new blades for them if they're looking to buy.
Well, I'm not sure how many could actually afford your pieces, Fohammer, but
10% discount. And you know that 10%
10%.
discount is about 90% too expensive for most of these.
Yes, a 10% discount on an arm and a leg is still a great deal of injury. Fohammer.
He laughs at you. He thinks it's funny that you make fun of him.
Well, what brings you all the way across the street?
Well, that alone, and I'm afraid I'm spreading a bit of gossip.
A bit of gossip, you say? About who?
I wanted to let you know, your friend, you came into town with him years ago. The one who's in the 12.
Echankar?
Yes, Echankar. Rumor has it that he had a little incident the other night. Just on the western edge of town. I heard it through a friend of mine who's also with the 12.
An incident? Is he okay?
Fine. But there seemed to have been something in in the slumber. And you know that Guerin Slumber is a woods off to the western side of the town. Now, it is a woods that exists in perpetual autumn. It never changes seasons.
Ooh.
And this wood, oftentimes people from town will wander through there. In fact, Echankar himself was married in those woods. And so they have a sacred nature to town, and the town sort of tries to limit how many people go there. They won't necessarily stop you, but they'll discourage you if you're going to have large parties there. It's said that the spirits of the wood and the enchanted beings live there.
Has Hemo been able to explore there since he's lived here?
I would say you've probably been through there before or wandered there. To yourself, it's a serene place, but it's not necessarily home. It's definitely has an enchantment to it, but you feel more comfort in the woods that are nearby your own home versus that place. That place is more like a distant place, a magical place where elves may have gone, maybe like an Evermeet sort of place.
Hmm. Like it's got a much more ancient elven feel than the sort of more worldly village he grew up in.
And maybe not even it's supposedly enchanted by Maliki, the huntress, and that is supposedly her woods. Maliki being the divine entity, the goddess. But he says, well, just wanted to stop by in case you thought maybe to pay him some mind. I rarely see him here, if ever, but I know he's been your friend.
Yes, he hasn't stopped by in a couple of years, but yeah, I'll have to go to him when I finally find some time away from the school.
You look past Fohammer, and his back is to the road. He's looking up. He's kind of staring up at you, and you have the sun a little bit in your eyes as it's lingering past his shoulder. But you see someone at the bottom of the long hill stopping and looking around, sort of like this way and that way. He's a little bit down the hill. It's hard to make out details, but he appears to be heavily armored. Uh, but he has no headgear on. Doesn't seem to have any weapons, and he seems a bit lost. And Fohammer is sort of talking, rambling a little bit, but you catch this person beyond your over his shoulder.
Oh, hey, uh, do you know that man, Fohammer? It looks like he's looking for maybe you. You all
Gelrin
drunk? You're not at your shop.
Gelrin kind of spins around his slashing gullet that makes him happy every night, and perhaps gets in the way of a few licks of the hammer. Turns around and he gives a squint down the hill. No, I don't know that one. Well, is it maybe he's looking for a school, or maybe he's looking for a sword. Perhaps I should go talk with him. I'll see what he wants as I and set him up this way. You think he's you think he's
Fohammer, you old. Hey, friend. Just so you know, this dwarf's steel is very overpriced.
I am the best, he says. I am the best. He kind of lumbers down the hill. Nate,
Yeah.
as you wander up the hill, up the long road, you come between two shops. To the east, you can see this school that is there, and to the west, you can see, as I get to it on the map, that there is a sign that says Fohammer's Forge. So you stand between the buildings, probably about where the L is on the map here, and yeah, for the L is on the map here, and you see a fairly boisterous and wide dwarf with a walking stick lumbering down the hill. Now you see that he appreciates that this way is downhill. And he kind of wanders down. His thick beard, his chest is outlined in. It's completely clean on the main front, but his shoulders and his hips are filthy.
I keep
As
telling that man he can't do blacksmithing without a shirt, but
I look back over and I can see that there isn't anybody actually working his forge. Neither at this forge over here where the sign is for the school, right?
Yeah, Fohammer's forge is burning though. You can see it's been stoked.
It's lit. Yeah,
It probably needs to get of some air pushed into it a little
but
bit to
very
kind of
quiet right now. There's no
yeah.
clanging, right?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, he is a little bit confused. He's like, I thought I heard that one forge was active and the other forge was not. I mean, that one is active. So clearly that was, and he sees the dwarf coming on. I think I caught his name earlier, right? From in town. They
They
said to
said
talk to
Fohammer's.
Fohammer.
They said
Yeah,
Fohammer's forge is where you want to go.
and I think he even said there's a dwarf there.
Yeah, and you can see
Um,
the dwarf wandering down the hill here. He's kind of lumbering down, and he says, "Hey, friend, are you looking to purchase a blade?"
I am not, but I would put you at Fohammer's. Is that yours? Is this your forge,
Yes,
sir?
he kind of grabs you by the shoulder again, and you think the people in these town is in Tribor is kind of like this type of people that just like to touch
A
people.
little
He kind
touchy.
of he kind
I
of
am less jumpy with this because it's in a little bit more open space,
he kind
and
of grabs you and slowly turns
being
you
a
around.
businessman, it's a
Yeah,
different story.
he slow kind of grabs your shoulder and he slowly turns you around and he points across the street. He goes, "Hey, that there's Fullhammer's Forge, and you're in the presence right now of the one and only Fullhammer himself. Ah,
Cool.
my weapons are known across the savage frontier, and I would be honored if you would come over and spend most, if not all, of your gold at my shop."
He
He kind of
chuckles a little.
laughs himself, but in a way, he's not joking.
Of course. He chuckles and he says, "Sir, I do not use the steel in that way. I use the steel in this way." And he clanks on his armor, and at that point, the bits light up on it, and he sort of activates a little. I have some experience with the forge myself, but not the type that you would have, I think. I think you are very likely to have a very you make blades, yes?
You see, he is genuinely confused. You don't think that he knows anything about what you're showing him. It's like showing your parents the first iPhone. No, they're like staring at it. They're like, what the? They're awed by it, but in a way which they don't know how to approach it. And so he's staring at your armor, and he goes, well, perhaps that one may have more information for you. He kind of points a wavering finger up the hill toward another elf. This one, a high elf, staring down at you, just casually watching the conversation.
Perhaps. Hmm. Well, I should say I was enjoyable to meet you. I will stop by soon. I think I must go greet a fellow elf, having seen him in town here.
He looks into you and he kind of whispers at you. He goes, "His name is Hemo Oakenheel. You that sign there, a bit ostentatious, don't you think?" As he laughs and rolls back, passing you, and as you turn, you see a gigantic sign that says "Fohammer's Forge," almost as big as the lane.
Ostentatious? I heard that, old man. You helped me make this sign.
He looks, he goes, "We'll make it bigger next time."
Make yours smaller.
Never. He walks past, lingering past the road, leaving the two of you to stare at each other from opposite
Well,
ends of a
Theo
long
will
walkway.
put up a hand kind of somewhat awkwardly like this, and he'll start walking up towards you. And as Alan described, you can see he's got a basically full plate armor on. At this point, it is sort of like lit up. All these little connectors on it are
Right.
illuminated, and he's pretty slender elf, all things considered, wearing this like heavy duty full plate armor with boots and gauntlets and everything. Just kind of clunking his way up
Huh.
the thing, but it looks like he's walking with ease in it. He
Hmm.
says, "Sir, do I is he's being awkward? Is this hello? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Theodluin Zilna. I am a tinkerer. I am an artificer, and I'm
Theodluin.
traveling. Yes,
Wait, are you also... Are you a moon elf?
indeed, sir.
Well, hail, cousin. I haven't seen one of our kind come through here in over half a year now.
Hmm.
What You are wearing some interesting armor. What
Indeed, I've crafted, well, infused this myself. Purchased
infused?
purchased for, as from an armorer, as standard armor to start with. But yes, that's what I've trained in for many years.
Huh.
Basically applying the magic that exists in our world, mechanically, if you will.
And you cast magic. Well,
Yes.
well, I
And
can tell you not to waste time with old Fohammer there. It seems whatever you've been able to do is well above that old dwarf's station.
he looks around and he's like, "So you're a sword master, yes?
Yes, I
So
am.
you and him would work together pretty well, I see. And I guess
Well,
you have a
we
good relationship."
would if he actually knew what the word discount meant. No, I've purchased a couple of his pieces, but he's he charges more than any big city smith I've ever met.
Hmm, that is interesting. I'm curious. He seems very confident, so that is
Oh,
always
confident he is.
well. I come from Yartar. I've gotten a little bit of the wanderlust, as you might be familiar. Had to get
Uh,
out and explore the world.
Hemo looks around. Yes, yes. If you've ended up in Tribor, then the only thing I can presume is yes, you've got the wanderlust. It's rare for one of us to end up here if we're happy in our villages. But what brings you here? Are you here to be a student? I
Honestly,
I
I thought that it would be interesting to investigate the forges. That was my day to day back in Yartar, and I thought that it would be useful to find a space if I'm going to be here for a few days or even a few weeks, as might be the case. I'm a little
oh
unsure right now, but if I had a place to practice or to work at, that might be useful. So I'm looking for opportunities, I suppose.
hmm. Well, I have a forge myself. I'm not as experienced as Fohammer, but I'm no slouch. See around the building here. Here, um, I, I walk out of the front door, hang up my sparring armor and sparring swords, and I think the forge behind the School of Blades it gets used on occasion, but mostly for Hemo's hobby projects. It's messy by comparison to Fohammer's. There's all sorts of sort of mismatched tools just lying everywhere. Some like a lot of failed projects, a lot of bent swords, a lot of broken blades. Um, it's just generally a big mess.
Something created
Um,
out of an epiphany only to be abandoned 2 hours later.
Yeah, I think Hemo tries to build blades here. He's not very good. It mostly just ends up getting used for general repair. But he's learning. Um, it's just he's nowhere near making a masterwork scimitar yet. And he
Let's
says,
see.
"Well, yes. See, it's an old forge. I'm still learning it myself, but yes, I can make plenty of swords. Maybe not as fast as Fohammer. See, and I pick up a scimitar, and its blade just falls out from a broken tang.
All right,
He'll
Nate.
he'll he'll grab the tang off of the floor and he'll look at it for a second and he just basically is like, he's kind of imagining stuff for a moment and he'll actually do a what's called a magical tinkering on it.
Okay.
And it just takes the and he infuses a quick tinker in it, which basically it just will say out loud in a little voice when he touches it, says, "Welcome to Hemo Oakenshields."
All right. So
And he
what's
hands
the
it back to
result?
him.
What does it do? Is it like a is
Yeah, so it's a tiny object.
got it.
Basically, I've learned to invest a spark of magic into mundane objects.
Got it.
Huh.
And he basically pulls out, he just has them on his hips. He pulls out his artisan tools, just like tinkers it quick and hands
Got
it
it.
back. And it's just, yeah, just whenever you tap it, it just says, "Welcome to Hemo Oakenshields."
Okay, Nate, why don't you have Theo give me a Smith's tool use proficiency roll?
Okay, gotcha. So since that's not a specific skill, I was thinking that that would be an
Well,
int-based
you should have
proficiency
tool
roll.
use, right?
You're thinking it's a skill?
Yeah, just give me an intelligence roll.
Yeah, I
Then
think
add
it'd be
your
an in.
proficiency bonus. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, got it. I think that that's what we got right here.
What's your
Double
roll?
check that proficiency got in there. Yeah, so it added the 8 there, so that's a bonus. So yeah, total of 22.
All right, Nate. When Theo looks at this forge,
Hmm?
you see past all of the odds and ends, the tools that are randomly placed around, and the
The
projects that have
amateur
started and
hobbyist
stopped.
setup that Hemo has.
And you see a forge of a master forge. Whoever had owned this before, whoever had used this before, definitely had built it for quality. And in many ways, you think that this forge is sort of being somewhat abused right now by this average
Hmm.
crafter sort of making use of it. It's sort of like the layman driving the NASCAR. It's like sure they can drive around the track, but can they really drive it?
Right. So
So
yeah, so wow, so it's pretty impressive space that he's got here.
yeah.
Uh, Hemo, this is a wonderful forge you've got. All
Well,
the tools.
it's just a new
Eric, do you have
fascination
your
of
mic
mine.
on?
Oh, sorry.
Well, the forge is just a new fascination of mine. I figured it to learn how to make a sword would help me learn how to swing it. But as you can probably tell, it's been a slow learning process. Um, It does take many years. My father had a reasonably good forge, and I would say it might not even be as nice as this one. I worked there for years, learning not to craft the arms and the armor, but to infuse it. As you can see, and he hands you this little device. Now, he just taps it in front of you. Welcome to Hemo Oakenshields. Well, you did a fantastic job on the magic, but it, it the school is named Oakenheel. Ah, my bad. I suppose that is the difference between intelligence and wisdom. Second here.
Hemo, give me a investigation roll.
Am I investigating the item?
Just tell me what you got.
I got a 12.
All right. As you're talking with this new person, Theo seems to be very interesting, and you've been talking for a while now. You're showing him the forge, and you're talking about the pieces, and he's doing infusions. It suddenly occurs to you that Sanjeet has been gone a long time. He was supposed to run around and grab flowers and come back and bring it in a vase. And you've had a discussion with a dwarf, and you had all these things, and you're like, where did it go?
What? Hey, um, may I call you Theo? Yes, please. Theo, did you happen to see a young man with an absolutely fantastic mustache and a head wrapping, carrying a bundle of flowers on your way up here? No, I did not. Were you expecting such a man? Well, he is my student. I sent him off on an errand earlier this afternoon, but I would have expected him back. The road up
by
here
now.
from the town square was rather quiet.
Well, I suppose if you
Which way
didn't
did he
see
go?
him, well, he went out to the woods back here,
And you're
and
right around the back of the house to the west, to the east. And you guys are
I have
facing.
nothing.
You're on the western side of the house right now.
I have
well,
nothing else to do this moment. Let us go look.
okay. It gets a little dangerous out there. You look like you can craft, but can you? Well, let me take a look at you. You've got know your enemy. I've spent at least 1 minute observing or interacting
Definitely have.
with Theo here. I would like to know if he has greater or less strength and constitution from me. I've got a 12 strength and a 14 constitution.
He's got less strength and he's got more constitution.
Interesting. Well, do you cast magic?
You hear him say some incantation and basically fire erupts around his hand.
Ah.
He stares into it for a moment. And just kind of like you seem like a little bit enthralled with it, and then he'll make it go away again. Yes, I don't use a sword. I don't use a blade, which is, I admit, for you that must be very strange, but I don't need it.
No, no. There are many arts that us elves can pursue, and swordsmanship is but one of them. You definitely seem tough enough for the woods, at least.
What would you expect out there? What dangers might we see?
Oh, on occasion, there's just, marauders, monsters. It really isn't something that. I don't think there's anything out there you can't handle.
Pulls the shield off his back, pulls it in front of him. He says, "Okay, this sounds interesting."
All right.
Let's go search for him. Best case scenario, he has already gone and he has spoken to his lover and they are enjoying a passionate evening. But knowing my student, I think it's more likely that he got lost out there than he found his confidence. Let's go find him.
If he's being attacked by his girlfriend, do we still rescue him?
No. If he is fighting that sort of battle, then as his teacher, I think it is time for him to learn alone.
Understood.
All right, you gather whatever things you want to.
Fool.
I'm sure you're going to grab your swords and
Yeah, you see Hemo puts his leather armor back on that he had hung up to speak with you. And he takes a sword belt. It's got like 5 daggers, a couple of small utility blades, and 2 swords hanging from it. And it clanks as he puts it around him.
He's admiring your setup. I mean, it is pretty impressive and kind of funny that it's like the opposite.
Are you going to close the doors to the school as you leave, or are you going to leave them open to air out? Or
I don't mind the smell of sweat. I think it's better to bar the doors while we're gone. Well, I leave a note. I bar the doors and I tuck a note for Sanjit into the front of the school that says, Sanjit, if you come back safe, I wish you the best of luck with your woman.
Okay, you leave a note closing locking up the school. Now the students, there is a side door that the students will often come in and out of. That's on the back side of the school. There is a key that you keep under a little stone that they can use to come in and out of. If you have, because you don't get all the students a key to live there.
Yeah,
staying there.
But yeah, Sanjit has a key. A couple other people may.
All right, you head off to the west as you circle to the east. I apologize. You circle the house, walking down to the edge of the hillside, and you can see this. Although the map has a sort of like a cut, it's sort of more of a gentle hill on this side. As you wander down toward the forest edge, the woods edge. This isn't really a forest; it's more like woods that are clumps of woods with some openings. On the edge of town. To the north, just past these woods, start a sprawling set of farmhouses. And so stretching to the north and to the south are these endless farmhouses and lands. But right here, you got some woods, and you've been in here a few times. You wander up to the edge of the woods. The 2 of you are together?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm following his lead.
Around. Yeah, you're listening to the woods, and you don't immediately hear anything as you walk. Why don't you both give me a perception roll?
20.
What'd you get, Hemo?
9. Hemo is busy asking Theo, well, it's been so long since I've seen another moon elf. How old are you, cousin?
He is paying attention to his surroundings mostly, but he takes a second to respond. but he says that he's only seen what is it 46 cycles.
46. Wow, I must say I'm impressed. I know few who have gone wandering about before their 50th year.
I might not have. Things were not so idyllic when I left with my father.
Ah,
Thought I was being too distracted by my ex.
hmm. Well, I can understand when your home becomes not so much a home anymore.
Yeah? Perhaps you'll have to tell me more about this.
Just as you say that last sentence, Nate, Theo hears movement beyond the forest, a crack of a tree, like a branch that's been cracked.
Somebody's stepping,
Yeah, like
basically.
somebody's stepping, but on a thicker one. It just says like a tsh, and you
He'll
hear it just inside the tree line, maybe 60, 70 feet in. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of trees, it's hard, but you can hear it in the distance. Kind of echoes a little bit.
So at that, he'll it was a bonus action. His helmet appears and engulfs his head. And when he
Iron
says,
Man
and he points,
style.
he'll point, yeah, Iron Man style, and he
Man,
points.
man,
He points
man,
to where you
man.
heard the crack. There.
All right.
Quite the quite the armor.
All right.
I think Hemo actually calls out, Sanjit, it's no good looking for flowers in the dark.
It's not exactly dark. It's fall. It's still later in the day, but as you call out, you get no response back.
Hmm. I usually get a yes, sir, from that.
Good student.
There's some more shuffling that happens deeper in the woods, and you can hear that it's more like the occasional tree kind of just shaking a little. Could be like a deer or something, or whatever, but you're just sort of hearing it in there.
Are you a brigand or a boar out there? I'm calling out to it now. I think I draw a longbow from my back. Prepare an arrow.
All right, arrow in hand, notched. You can see into the woods. It's difficult to see past the tree line. There's no individual tree is all that thick, but there's just a number of them that stretch into the woods. At least several dozen yards in before you're going to be able to get to the first clearing. What would you like to do?
Uh, well, I suppose I'll approach.
Following
Are you
your
going to
lead
start
here,
climbing through the woods a little bit, kind of breaking through, crawling through the woods a little bit? Just give me a
Yeah,
survival roll. What'd you
it's
get?
a 13.
All right. You kind of managed to weave your way between the woods, and it's a little thicker here, but you've been here a few times. So you have a kind of a path. Um, and you dance around. There's a few snags you get, but you never really wanted to break or make a path because that sort of would defeat, you kind of open the woods up. And you kind of like the fact that you keep this a little hidden from anybody just wandering by. Uh, Theo, you wander behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a survival roll with advantage.
Oop, I'll roll a second time then. I rolled two 16s, so it is 16 for sure.
So, all right. The pair of you wander through and emerge just past the first gathering of trees into the opening. And I'll bring the map up now. All right. As you emerge through the brush, you can see the rise ahead of you. Now, Hemo, you've been here before. This is sort of a natural rise. The lands here are lift up and down all over the place, almost like as if the gods themselves couldn't decide where to put one plot of land versus the next. And you can see it rises up, and along the base of this rise, you can see this litter of the collection of natural flowers that have been growing here for some time. Give me a perception roll.
What do your elf eyes see? Because mine aren't so great these days.
Got a 18.
And what do you get?
That 13.
All right.
Is Hemo getting nearsighted?
Yeah. Theo, from behind, as Hemo walks out into this woods, you get the sense that just past the rise to the south, there is probably something in the grass over there. It's very difficult to see because there's a lot of distance. These grasses here, since they're wild grasses, are 1.5 to 2 feet tall. And you kind of whoosh through the grasses, licking and slacking against your legs. But to the south there, you see something most likely
over there. What is that?
Some kind of a shape. It could be a body.
So start moving that direction. I see it. Something here.
All right, you move down. You can move yourself.
Yeah, Hemo's gonna try to move pretty quick too.
All right, stop right there.
He's really worried it's Sanji.
Yeah, as you get close, you can see just ahead of you that this is indeed Sanji laying face down in the grass. I will reveal a little bit more of the area before we continue.
Oh.
You come running around the corner here, this rise, and you can see Sanji just laying on its back, most likely. One knee is kind of poking up, and that you kind of saw his knee. But as you get closer, you can see his shape. He's laying out in the
Sanji, I rush over to his side.
Okay, you rush to his side.
I'm right behind you.
You see him laying there. Give me a medicine check to start with.
That's a 3. You don't happen to be a cleric, do you, Theo?
I do have some healing magic. Is he breathing?
It looks like he is.
I think.
Let me. And he'll crouch down and he'll cast a Cure Wounds spell.
All right, you reach down, fingers go to cast Cure Wounds. As you reach down to cast this Cure Wounds, you can see Sanji has on his chest a big lump of, it looks like black rock, just sort of fused to his chest, like it's almost like this. It's a liquid rock that instantly became solid, kind of attached to his chest as he's laying there. As you reach down, when you do so, from the north, you hear a grumbling words of a language you are not familiar with. I don't believe. What languages do you speak?
Common, Elvish, and Gnomish.
What about you?
Add to that Celestial and Draconic.
No, you don't hear that, but you hear this language. And when you do so, roll initiative.
Oh, geez. Oh, geez.
I'll bring the tracker up.
I got my students. My best student, too.
Does that interrupt my casting?
It does. You can do it on your turn.
Okay.
But that's
gotcha.
We're about ready to find out what's going to happen with him, right?
Got it.
All right, let me sort it. All right, Hemo. As you lean down to to look at Sanji, and as Theo begins to cast the spell, you're going to notice to the north, strange creatures emerge from the opening of the woods. I will reveal the area now, and then I'll explain what you see. These humanoid creatures spin to face you, no larger than a halfling, but with skin like hardened lava. Between natural cracks, a red glow flows. Where most humanoids would have hair, these things have a small, ever-burning flame that dances across their heads. They give a sinister kind of yelp as they go and charge forward. Around them, you can see mounds of earth, mounds of dirt all around them. You see a hole here. This hole has a ladder sticking out of it. These creatures charge down and run after you. Roll initiative, and Hemo, you got a 20. What would you like to do?
Did we cast healing magic on Sanji?
Nope, he's about to do that, and you look up and you see these creatures running at you. Nobody's surprised, but you do get a chance to act before anything else happens.
I just want to step forward, put myself between these creatures and Sanjit, draw my swords, and say, "You said you can heal him?
Yes.
Get him out of the fight."
All right. Are you taking
I'm
a
gonna
dodge action?
prepare. I want to prepare an attack for anything that goes for me or Sanjit.
Got it. You got it. Anything you are readying an attack action. Anything else you're gonna do right now? That's it.
Nope, I'm just gonna protect my student right now.
All right. These creatures, this is considered difficult terrain, so it's 10, 15, 25, it's going to 30. It runs up to here. 10, 20, 30. Ooh, too far away. This one here, 10, 20. It runs to, ooh, stretching there. That's
ran so fast. He's elongating.
He's elongating the night. This one runs up to here. When this one's going to keep moving to here, and that's going to do another actions. This one moves to there, and because he is close enough and sells an action, Hemo. This creature, he is. Yeah, that's all they're going to do. They're going to run forward. I had to double check to see what they could do. So he's going to run.
They dashed.
Yeah, they dashed to here. Theo, it is your turn. What are you going to do?
All right. I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Sanjit. That's a 1d8 plus my ability modifier.
All right. How many hit points do you heal, Sanjit?
Oh. At what level? It's asking me what level to cast it at. There we go. Ooh, not bad. So 7 points of damage. Slightly less than average. He heals him for 7 points of damage. Does that wake him up?
Yes. You cast a spell. He opens his eyes, looking up, a little disoriented. As he does so, you see that he's probably in no good shape to actually continue fighting. But he does say to you, he looks over and sees you, Hemo.
They're coming.
And he says,
coming. Stay.
Sir, monsters in the woods, they took my family sword. Please.
You can't fight like this, Sanjit. You should get back to the school.
He crawls up to his feet, weaponless right now. And
I'll walk around him as well.
He begins to stagger off.
Sanjit, stop. Take this sword. I give him the plain scimitar that I use as my offhand weapon.
He says, no, sir. You should keep this if you're going to face these creatures. You need every handful. I'll rush back to the school and find another weapon.
Stay there and make sure the rest of the students are okay, okay?
Aye, sir. Give me a persuasion to see how well he follows your instructions.
Oh, boy. Oy. I'm not cool because I'm a teacher, but I got a 14.
Good roll.
The urgency in your voice maybe have some impact.
He runs to there, heading off. All right. Theo, you cast your spell. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, so I also moved up to stand next to Hemo, form a little bit of a wall, and he's basically got his shield out, and he's ready to sort of be defensive.
Got it. All right. These sediment vexes decide that they have had enough of you. They do not like you there. Why are you interfering with what they're doing here? They don't care what your intentions are. You're the enemy. This one moves. He moves to here. This first one here moves to here. And when he does so, his hands, these creatures, remember they're covered with this lava skin. It's like hard as rock. It's kind of as a hand. He goes like this, and his fingers merge together, and a lash of pure fire, almost 10 feet long, comes out of his hands. He goes,
Wild.
And he launches it, striking toward Hemo. He's gonna only hit 11 though.
Nope. My AC is 17. I'm too fast.
Good job. This one's going to run and do the same exact thing. This time, he is going to...
Is this a ranged spell they're doing at me, or is it like a melee?
It's a 10-foot reach lash. This thing has a 10-foot reach. He's launching it at you. It's like this lash it's a 10-foot long. It's almost like a whip in a way of pure fire.
Melee attack with reach.
Yes.
And fire effect, damage.
Melee I can deal with.
So he's gonna attack you, and he's gonna hit armor class 18.
All right.
All right. When he strikes into you, you can see that this lashing attack is gonna strike you, and it's gonna hit you for 6 points of fire damage. Give me a Dexterity 13 saving throw.
A Dex save, 11.
All right.
Oh, actually, can I do a thing?
I don't know. What can you do a thing? You tell me. This is why we do this game. So
double checking here. Ability check or saving throw. I can use my reaction to add my intelligence modifier to his roll. So I'm going to do that. It's a flash of genius. He sort of sees an opportunity and he just like sort of says, "Duck." You know, that's sort of
use the flash
you'll
of
add
genius.
You'll add a +4 to your roll, to your save.
Nice.
Okay.
And that can be that's for you or for any of your allies.
Yeah. So it says when you or another creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an ability check or saving throw.
Awesome.
Is it a D4 or just +4 straight up?
+4 straight.
Awesome. So 15 on the Dex save.
Awesome. You make it. So what this lash comes out, it releases as it wraps around you. It releases, and you manage to jump out of the way as it solidifies almost instantly into a coil of rock, hits the ground and shatters into dust.
So that's what happened to Sanjit.
Oof. That is not pleasant.
Keep telling him there's certain things you just can't block, but
This one runs down to here, seeing Theo. It's going to try to do the exact same thing. It takes his whip.
I have a feeling my fire bolts won't do much against these.
He lashes out with his whip. He's going to hit armor class 15.
gosh, it's a shame they've got reach. I have a melee attack prepared.
It might hit, but it's going to hit armor. Like my armor class is
Yeah, no, he doesn't hit you. Okay, given that,
blocks it off with his shield, maybe.
You see these creatures. Some of them have made attacks against you.
All right. Now it's time for some payback. Nobody kicks my students' asses but me.
Let's see those swords swing.
I prepare my second sword then, and I'll step forward and get to work. We're gonna do what the heck? Let's do a fainting attack. I'm gonna expend a superiority die. I have advantage. I choose one creature within 5 feet of me, the bottom bad guy.
Yep.
I get advantage on it against the next attack roll against the creature that turn. So that was my bonus action to feint, and then I'm going to make a attack with advantage with my main hand.
Go for it.
19 to hit.
Easily hit this thing.
It's going to do 7 points of slashing damage.
What kind of weapon is that? Damage. Is that a magical weapon?
Yes, it's the magical +1 scimitar.
Yes.
It has the bronze, the silver, and gold twisting around its.
Striking it for 7 points of damage in your first attack. Got it.
My second attack with my main hand weapon is going to be a 12.
12 is not enough. You think that they might not have a lot of armor, but 12 is just a little bit light.
And how many do I get at this point?
You get 2 main hand attacks and 1 offhand attack, I believe. But your offhand attack, I believe, is your bonus action, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're right. I think that is a bonus action attack. So yeah, that's my turn. I did the feint with the offhand essentially, and then 2 main hand strikes.
So Hemo's done, right?
Actually, I forgot. I add the roll on my superiority die to my fainting attack, or the next attack that hits on the fainting attack. So I did 5 in addition to the 7 points of slashing damage.
Awesome. Thanks for telling me. So yeah, so you did a total of 12. Awesome. Boom. Yep. Great.
That's a pretty good hit.
So that is Hemo. It is now the second group, which actually rolled higher.
Purples.
All right, they are going to do what? This one runs forward. He's going to run to here. He runs down that, which is considered difficult terrain, so that's 15 feet. Theo, this one here is going to try to grapple you. Give me a contest of strength, or you could use strength or dexterity based, athletics or acrobatics.
Gotcha. I think I will. Let's see here. I'm looking at my. So this does not have to do with AC, right?
Nope. It's either an acrobatics or a athletics check. You can choose as the defender.
Got it. Okay. I think I will give myself the ability check. So I'll use my Flash of Genius as my. Although I did that as a reaction for him, but that was on last turn, right?
I don't know. You'll have to keep track of that, and that's something you'll have to keep track of.
Yeah, my turn hasn't come around again, has it yet? So I did that already.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I can't use that anyway. So yeah, I'll just use my my acrobatics.
Go for it. What do you get?
13.
All right, you win. His grapple at you was a bit clumsy and not exactly what you were expecting. This one here does the very same thing to you, Hemo. Hemo, give me an athletics or acrobatics check.
That's an 11 acrobatics at a +9? Jeez.
But it's better than what he had rolled.
All right.
I rolled a 3 and a 4, so plus they have a boost. So grappling at you, they did not strong enough to grapple at you. Theo, it is your turn. Theo, this creature runs up. It's short. It's barely 3 feet tall or 3.5 feet tall at the most. It runs up and just kind of lunges at you. You kind of feel the warmth on them, but they're not radiating enough heat that causes any type of damage.
Sure.
Sort of like being real close to a light bulb or something, It's just warm.
Gotcha. Well, he knows, he's pretty confident that the firebolt isn't going to do anything to creatures that are sort of fiery already. So he's not even going to bother with that, even though he was showing it off in town earlier. What he will do, though, is basically just a touch attack, effectively. He's going to use that same hand and cast a Shocking Grasp cantrip. And
reach out. Nice.
Yep. And tries to touch this guy. He does a 13. Does that hit?
No, armor class 13 does not hit them.
Ah, dang. All right. Well, he dodges out of the way of
he kind of jumped out of the way.
Electrified hands. Kind of comes through. He's got a big, metal gauntlet on, so his gauntlet is just sort of like arcing with electricity. He just sort of like reaches up for him.
Dude, that's metal, bro. All right. Sweet. Theo,
he'll just keep his shield in between them again.
All right. You kind of raise your shield up. Your shield etched with ruins.
Definitely.
Hemo, you see this soldier, this newfound friend of yours. His armor and weapons is very strange. They have these weird enchantments on them that give off these energy bolts and strange effects.
Huh.
Yeah, it's probably weird seeing magic coming through metal so much. Most of the spellcasters that we have all seen in the past don't typically wear that much metal.
There's certainly no wizard I've seen.
Not a wizard, I'm an artificer.
This one jumps around to here, 5, 10, 15, 20, because it's difficult terrain, to here. Runs to here. This one's hands. This one's hands. Their fingers elongate into a spear-like end. It's like whoosh, crystallized, almost glass-like beginning. Very, very sharp points. And he jabs one of his hands, his spear-like hands, at you from behind, getting a +2 bonus for. Oh, and I'm going to roll very well. I'm going to hit a 22.
Ooh. For me, all right? That's a what do you call it?
They call that a hit?
Meet it, hit it.
Yeah, they call that a hit. All right. You are hit. This piercing, the metal strikes into you.
Oof.
Somehow getting past that heavy armor, doing 5 points of damage, but also doing some fire damage to you, doing 2 points of fire as it hits you. It's really warm. It's really hot as it strikes into you.
He just grunts.
Yeah. This one here does something similar where it's going to run past you right to here, Hemo. It runs down, its spear-like hands striking at you. and it's going to hit a total of, is I think a +5, double check, +5. It's got a total of 14 to hit you. I'm assuming that misses. Phil, +2
that'll
for
miss.
flanking, 16.
Still gonna miss?
Yep. It stabs at you. And then the one right in front of you here, he's also going to do something similar, but he's going to use his whip right in front of you and strike you. He unfortunately has to do it with disadvantage because he's not at the proper range.
Huh.
So he's going to launch at you. So with disadvantage, his whip sort of whips a free. You're sort of too close for him and he's not able to get his feet. That brings us to Hemo. All these creatures are dancing around. Fire. They have little joints of fire, speared hands. Their hands seem to mal and misshape to different forms of what they need.
Weird. But they take sword attacks just fine.
They do, and you don't even know why they're even out here. It's just sort of weird.
The guy to the north of me, I think it was the one I struck before. I'm just going to do a full round of attacks on him. 27 to hit.
Yes.
10 points magical slashing.
Nice.
21 to hit would do 9 points slashing damage.
All right, stop there. When you hit this creature, it turns into, I will tell you in a second. It melts into a pool of lava. That square there becomes a kind of a pool of lava that's sort of just sitting there, creating difficult terrain and possibly causing damage as you get nearby. However, because you are within 5 feet of that pool, you have to give me a Constitution save.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Hey, I have Indomitable as a fighter. I'm gonna go ahead and use that to re-roll that con save.
Yeah, you roll the 1, and you're gonna re-roll it to get an 11.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not.
I think I'm gonna use my.
All right,
I was gonna use my. Hey, can I? Sorry, am I on mute? I'm not sure. I wanted to use my Flash of Genius again to give him another boost to his.
Okay, that's your second. I believe you can use it 3 times.
4 long rest, if I remember correctly.
All right, Flash of Genius. You'll make the save as this area around this
just bursts into lava
as it launches out, as it drops into this area that becomes difficult terrain. Immediately, there's this sulfuric smell that stinks all around for just a round. Oof. You're like, oh, it just kind of hits you wrong. It just smells like
demons or devils.
They don't.
Don't rightly know.
All right, I think Hemo, you did your 2 attacks. You have another attack or something?
I have a bonus action still, but yeah, I don't think I'll use it.
You have an attack with it, right? You could attack with it.
Oh, I could. Yeah, I could offhand attack a different target. Yeah, let's go for that far guy then. Yeah.
All right.
We'll have an offhand attack, 27 to hit. At least I rolled good on the attacks.
Absolutely hits.
Does 10 points of slashing. That's non-magical, if that matters.
It doesn't.
Cool.
Doesn't seem to have enough. Like this creature doesn't seem like it takes any less damage from your attack. All right.
This other scimitar is actually one that Hemo made himself. It's just a plain old scimitar, pretty poorly finished. But it's his best work so far.
All right. These creatures here, Theo, you're going to be attacked by this one. You see him, he just takes his club fist, and he's going to try to punch you, Theo, this one right here.
He's going to punch a shield.
Yeah. Natural 20.
Oh, geez.
Ooh, that's not good.
You are hit with a critical hit as this thing strikes into you, punching you square in the face.
All right. Well, I'm going to use a reaction after I get that hit.
Okay. So it's going to start by giving you 6 points of bludgeoning damage. That was my critical roll. I didn't roll great. That's the way. All right. By the way, criticals for you guys are max damage plus the die roll, but for me, I roll. So you guys always have a little bit better critical information. I like that.
All right.
He tried to punch you. He did so, critically hit you. He did 2, and then you're going to take 6 points of fire on top
Ooh,
of that.
that
All
fire
right.
got me that time. Last time it was only
Yeah.
2.
Nice. Nice.
12
And
points
then,
in one
well,
round. Yeah.
he critically hit you this time, so
Yeah.
you double that.
Oh,
Right?
doubled it.
Yeah. And then you need to give me a. Oh, it automatic. What happens is when he hits you, when he pulls away, part of that rock that was on his hand just stays stuck to your chest.
Ooh, that sucks.
You find yourself being weighed down. You now have a minus 10-foot movement speed until you spend an action to remove it.
Okay. All right. I see where these guys are going. You get really glued to the ground with this molten rock stuff on your. All right. Well, I have a reaction. Is there anything else that happens with his attack there?
Nope, he did his one attack. What would you like to react and do?
All right. So I have a repulsion shield. The thing that's out there and glowing that he basically was, was holding up.
Yeah.
I can use my reaction either immediately after being hit by a melee attack to expend 1 charge and push the attacker up to 15 feet away.
15 feet,
Do I
jeez.
Yes.
do I get to save or anything, or is it just forced?
It's just forced. And I can only do it a few times. So it doesn't he's not prone or anything.
Yep.
He's just knocked back 15.
Oh, goes flying back. Nice.
Yes.
All right, that was that guy. This other one here, he's going to attack Hemo. He's going to do a very similar thing. He's going to try to punch you. Oh, but rolls very, very badly. He goes. Theo, what are you going to do? It's now your turn. You sent the other one sailing 15 feet. Around you, you can see Sanjeet has quickly made his exit from the area.
You have to live. You haven't even confessed it to Florin yet. Run, boy.
Theo, what's the idea? What are you going to do?
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Did you say for me?
Yep, that would be you. I'm looking at your nameplate underneath you. It says Theo. I'm just letting you know. Actually,
it's
it
fine. I
says
thought you were
Theo
talking to Hemo.
Loduin.
Nice. Okay, sorry. Can you please repeat what happened? I was paying attention to something else. I thought it was Hemo that was happening.
That's okay. So I just said that Sanjeet had left and it was your turn.
Oh, good. That is perfect.
Now you may cast Fireball.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay. Theo is looking at what he's doing for damage over here and missing on his attacks, and he's looking at Hemo just blazing through these guys with his just he's an artist with those swords. And he says to himself and out loud, I think this is a better use here. And what he's going to do is he's going to turn to you, Hemo, and with a range of 30 feet, he's going to cast haste on you.
Whoa.
So you will get, let's see here. I presume you're willing. You can block it if you want. Until the spell ends, the target speed is doubled. You gain a +2 bonus to AC, and you have advantage on dexterity saving throws. And maybe most importantly, you gain an additional action on each of your turns. That action can be used only to take the attack, with one weapon attack only. Dash, disengage, hide, use, and object actions. And then when the spell ends, you will have a wave of lethargy for a, what is it? Yeah, basically you lose a round, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's like a recovery round.
Yep.
Let's just put that on there for now to remind us that you are now hasted. That is concentration.
Good.
That's concentration on your part.
It is. I am doing concentration on that.
It lasts for 10 rounds, or is that what we said? Okay, perfect.
Correct.
All right, that's awesome. Hemo, you're fast and strike
move.
with grace, but now suddenly
I'm also going to move here.
Even better. You move to there. Are you done with your turn?
Yep, all done.
All right. The A creatures get to go. This one here, who is in front of you, he is going to make sure that you do not ever see the light of day if he can help it. This one here, he is going to. Yeah, he's going to step back. Do you have a melee weapon in your hand?
I can do attacks of opportunity using magic, if that's what you're
Go
asking
for
for.
it. You're able to do that. Yes,
I have the Warcaster feat. So provokes an attack of opportunity. I'll use my cantrip for the old shocking grasp again.
All right.
Let's try that.
Huh.
Shocking grasp. Boom. Does a 22 hit?
A 22 easily hits this thing.
For 6 points of lightning damage.
Nice.
He sort of slaps him
This creature
with his gauntlet.
It steps back and then he whips a whip out from his hand. It goes, swings it around and attacks you and hits an armor class 22.
Ooh. Dang it. All right.
Give me a dexterity save.
Ooh.
What do you
14.
get?
14.
All right. Is that what you're going to stick with?
Yeah.
All right. Nothing happens as it wraps around you, kind of solidifies a little around you, but you're able to step out of it, jump out of it before it just starts sticking to everything and it just falls to the ground and shattering. All right. That was that one here. This one here is going to simply strike at Hemo using a piercing attack. Hemo.
You're in my range.
This one here attacks you. This one here is going to hit you at a armor class 24.
Ah, that'll hit.
Yeah.
Oof.
You are going to take maximum damage. 6 points of piercing, 6 points of fire.
Ouch. I'm going to use a parry maneuver as a reaction, expend a superiority die, and reduce that damage by the number I roll on my die plus dex mod.
Awesome.
So we'll roll the superiority die. I get a 3. Dex mod is 5, so I'd take 8 less damage.
Nice. So you went from 12 to 4. Nice job.
Parry's pretty solid.
Solid
4
as can
points.
be, for sure. All right. This one goes. This one also. This one's gone. This one's just a pool of lava. Now that obnoxious gas sort of happened for one round and it's not happening anymore. But it is a pool of lava and it is difficult terrain while he's sitting there. Next is Hemo. Hemo, what are you gonna do?
All right. I have haste for now. So I guess I will use. I'll use my additional haste action to disengage from this guy.
I don't think haste action can be used for that. I think haste action can be used only for attack. And what else? Whether things can.
Hold on, let me read that again real quick.
Yeah, double
'cause
check
I
to
think
see
it
what it
did.
says.
It can be used for the attack, which with only one weapon attack, but also dash, disengage, hide, or use an object.
I stand corrected. Thanks for reminding me. So you're going to disengage. Go ahead and move yourself. I apologize.
Yeah, I'm going to disengage from that guy, move over here, and then make an attack on. Well, I'll make an attack on this guy that Theo was fighting.
All right, yeah. He seems slightly injured. The other one seems not touched.
All right, and that'll be a 29 to hit on the scimitar +1.
Yes.
12 points of slashing damage there.
Oh, that's nice.
Second attack is a 14 to hit.
Let me confirm. 14 misses.
Dang. Then I'll use my bonus action offhand attack, 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Does 9 points of slashing.
9 points of slashing is enough. This one is, I gotta see what type this is, see how they perish. This one also drops into a pool, and I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
I really need to learn the spear. 14 con save?
Double check. That's enough. Yeah. It's not a difficult save, but you know, it is what it is.
Theo, see if you can destroy them at a distance. This stuff is really hot.
Yes. He's got like a chunk still stuck to his chest.
Yeah, it is, and it is. That was Hemo. I'm sorry, that was the bees. Theo, did you just went?
I cast.
I think it's your turn now.
Did we come around again?
Let's see. No, that was A's that just went. I goofed up my tracker.
Hemo went, so it'd be right after Hemo.
So it's so there we go. That's where we're at. I think I clicked past Hemo a little early. My fault there. All right, the B's get to go, which are the ones in the purple.
Don't worry, Hemo's being hasty too.
Yeah. All right. You see this one runs up 5, 10, 15, 20 to here. And he's going to try to grapple Theo. Make your contested grapple check with either a acrobatics or athletics.
All right, acrobatics.
What'd you get?
I think that's the same thing I had last time, a 13.
You still won. I'm not rolling that great. He's trying to grab at you, just kind of darting out of the way. 10, 15, 20, 25. This one's going to run to here. He's going to try to reach down and grapple you, but he's going to do it because he's kind of leaning over the edge. He's going to do it with disadvantage to my roll. He's just kind of reaching down and trying to claw at your head there.
Gotcha. Well, I'll do another acrobatics to dodge. Hopefully I can get... Oh, I did even better that time. 19.
Yep. You managed to get past it as it's reaching down kind of over the cliff edge there, a little rise.
You won't need to stop by my school on Fridays. We do grappling in the evenings. Use a few pointers.
Nice.
All right, Theo. You have these creatures all around you, and you can see that Hemo has one on either side of him as well. Looks like just 3 left.
Whew. All right. Well, the one that's let's see. Oh, you took out the one that was down here that he was attacking, huh? Are these either of these 2 purple guys damaged at all?
Yes, this one is damaged.
All right, perfect. He's going to try to just hit him with his gauntlet. So basically, he's got what they call thunder gauntlets. He just basically punches and it does thunder damage.
All right.
So let's see what we can do. I get 2 attacks because they're normal, the same thing that like a fighter would have, right? I get a second attack. So does a 15 hit?
It does.
All right, 4 points of thunder damage on him.
All right, you hit him. The thunder damage is striking him back, kind of reverberating through the body.
And then I'm going to take a second attack. Yeah, that'll be fine. So I'll take the second attack with the thunder gauntlets, and 18 would hit then, presumably. So another 3 points of damage.
All right.
You really do have an arm on you.
And then it's got to be pretty loud. And then he'll use his bonus action to invoke a defensive shield that's part of his armor. So as a bonus action, I can gain temporary hit points. That's all. It sounds cool, a defensive shield, but it's just temporary hit points equal to my level in the class. So I'm going to gain +9 temporary hit points as this little shimmering comes around.
You feel temporarily healthy.
Yeah.
I was trying to get you out of there, but it seems you can hold your own on the front line.
All right, Hemo.
That's what this armor's for. Yes.
This one here, he's going to try to. He's going
to try. Speed. Good luck.
He's going to try to lash you, but he has to do it with disadvantage, unfortunately.
Oh. And I'm hasted.
Can't do it. He's the only one left of his group, so that means it's Hemo's turn. What are you going to do, Hemo?
Make his group extinct. I'll
get him.
Well, let's open with the attacks. 16 to hit main hand on the guy who just whipped at me.
All right, what'd you get? 16? 16 hits?
12 points of slashing. Jeez, is that max damage?
Good damage.
Is. Second attack, 18 to hit. We'll do 11 points of damage.
Nice.
Jeez, nice.
And
this is why you get the haste, not me.
Let's do a... Oh, hang on. What do I need for this attack?
I don't know. What do you need?
Oh, Bummer, I've already used both of my attacks there. I was going to use fainting attack, but... Oh, I didn't. It is one attack. I wonder if that works. Yes, yeah, I can... Okay, so I'm going to make a Commander's Strike. I'll use haste to take the attack action on my turn. I'll forego that one attack and use a bonus action to direct one of my companions to strike. You can see me, you can hear me. I'll burn a superiority die, and you may immediately use your reaction to make another weapon attack, adding this die to your damage roll.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, and you rolled a pretty good roll. You rolled 8.
So yeah, Hemo basically says,
punch him again?
He's open there, right in the liver, would you?
Holy moly, you got a 23 on that roll.
Oh, nice.
Wait,
nice.
did I hit the wrong thing?
What'd you attack?
That's a lightning launcher.
You did a lightning launcher infiltrator. I don't know what that is.
I can't do that. That's not the right thing.
That's awesome, though. Hey, I want one of those. That's cool.
I rolled a natural 1 on this roll, though.
You rolled on your Thunder Gauntlets. You rolled a natural 1.
So I tried to swing where you pointed, and he did not
connect. Even though he got the bonus to hit damage, it didn't do anything.
Is that a damage or to hit?
It's a bonus to damage if you hit.
Yeah, so no. Very much missed. He's like, what now? What?
Well, watch out when he lifts his elbow. You can get him right in the liver. Next time.
Okay, yes.
Are you all done, Hemo?
Yeah, that's Hemo. He's going really fast. Maybe he was talking too fast and...
This one runs out around to here.
You seem like you know what you're doing as an inspector.
They're gonna come around. They're gonna start beating on you. They're gonna hit you.
All right. Sounds good.
They're not that creative. They're just gonna each attack you. Wow, I rolled really, really shitty, and so neither of them hit you.
Excellent.
That is now Theo's turn. What are you gonna do, Theo?
I think that I'm going to probably take an attack of opportunity as I run around to here.
Let me do my attack of opportunity against you.
Probably from both of them, I suppose, huh?
Or are you going to go there? Yeah. First of all, let me do one. I hit armor class 17 in the first one.
So a miss?
Yep. And I did a 20 on the second one.
Also a miss. Rolled a 20. Yeah. Might have bounced off of my shield then as he runs past that one.
Heavily armored as you are.
Mm-hmm. And he turns around and he begins casting a lightning bolt spell. So they're all on the line there.
Yes, they are.
So he's just going to hit those two. He's not trying to snake it past you, Hemo, and hit that third guy. That'd be a little too much. But these two, it's a 100-feet line.
First one makes a save, the second one fails.
All right, perfect. And that is going to be 8d8, half as much damage on a successful one. So
you cast that as a what level spell?
That is a 3rd level spell.
It's 8d8 or 8d6?
Did I say 88? My bad. Nice. 8d6. Yep, you got it.
Yep.
Still though.
Nope, sorry, hold on. 8d6. There it goes.
Oh!
So 27 points of damage, half on the success. That'd be 13 points on the if they saved.
The first one makes it save, and the second one, this one here, this is the first beat. Yeah. This one here, what happens to this one here is it suddenly just when you hit it, it becomes solid like a statue.
Woof. Crazy.
Yeah.
That was the one closest to Hemo?
Yeah, this one here becomes solid like a statue.
Spell?
I'm going to
the hell's
give it a marker so we can try to remember it. All right, it becomes solid like a statue.
He just laughs at it.
All right.
At least it wasn't lava.
Yeah.
Yeah, my boots are happy about that.
All right, this one that's left here, this one here, it is his turn here. I'm sorry, Theo, you're done, right?
Yes.
Okay. This one here is going to strike at you, and it is an A, and A gets. Man, he's not had any luck with that.
You maintained concentration, right, Theo?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't think I hit you, right?
No.
So he is going to try to lash you again with disadvantage. No, I rolled a 19, but a 3 on top of that. Being next to you, trying to use that lashing attack isn't great for them. All right, that is
the 19
the only
would
one
have hit.
left.
That's the scary part.
Hemo, it's your turn.
All right. I feel like I can run a marathon. Let's take an attack at this guy. 28 to hit. What the heck? I'm rolling really good on attacks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is the guy you're attacking. Yep.
Yeah. Does 11 points of slashing.
11 points of slashing. Nice.
We'll take my
This one
second
here.
attack.
This one here suddenly drops into its same molten lava form, pushing you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ah. Well, that's a 10.
All right, Theo, are you doing anything?
Yeah, you know what? I might as well. I see the lava form again quickly, and I'm going to try to do the, what's that called again? Flash of Genius to tell him, what? Dodge! What? Look out!
Yeah!
That makes you a total of 14, right?
Yep.
That's enough. Nothing happens to you.
I only have one left.
As a burst happens. All right.
I guess my students don't usually explode into lava when I beat them.
Nor would it work well with a wooden stick.
All right, that brings us to that's Hemo. That brings us to this one here, this last remaining one. This one here. This one here.
No statue guy?
It explodes.
No. Dodge.
On the turn after they are slain, they explode in a 10 by 10 foot area, doing damage to all creatures, including like-minded creatures of themselves.
Dang it. Well, that's 2.
I need Hemo to make me a rough save, a dexterity-based save.
That's a 7. Jeez.
You're going to take the full damage. Thankfully, it wasn't that much. You're going to take 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Bludgeoning? Oh, dang, okay.
Yeah, and this one also takes the full 11 because he rolled crappy.
And if any of the guys that were on the ground were not quite dead yet, they might be now.
Yeah, they're pools of liquid. They are now. This one here goes out, and this one here is heavily damaged. But this one here still gets an action. It's going to run forward at you, Theo. This is the page so people can see. It's going to run fully over to you, Theo, because he is not dealing with you anymore, and he's going to try to spear you. He's going to miss. That brings us to Theo. What are you going to do, Theo?
I am going to... I'm going to go with the punching again. That was pretty fun.
Nice.
The Thunder Gauntlets here. Do my 2 attacks.
Thunder Gauntlet!
Does a 7 or a 10 hit?
Neither of those hit.
He just starts swinging and missing.
If you see Hemo behind the creature you're fighting, he is extremely impressed that you step up and go toe-to-toe with these things.
Unfortunately, you're kind of going straight, and these creatures are only 3 feet high. You're kind of going over their head.
A straight strike will always beat a looping one, Theo.
I got him once before. I'll get him again.
All right.
We'll see. Come on.
Build it up. Change your level.
There are no A's left, so so Hemo, it is your turn. What are you gonna do? There's one of these creatures left.
Come get him.
Let's see. Actually, better yet, Theo, you may want to move. I drop my swords, I draw my longbow, and I try to shoot this creature from here.
He'll either explode or he'll turn into a pool of lava. There's no way to know.
A 14 to hit?
14 misses.
Dang. Well, I guess I'll fire off another arrow with my second attack. Does it 18 hit?
18 does hit.
All right, I do 2 points of when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. So I'm going to use a maneuvering attack. It says weapon attack. I'm assuming I can make this maneuver with a longbow attack.
I don't know. Let's say you're trying. It just says a weapon attack. It doesn't say a melee weapon, right?
Yeah.
Then yes, you can.
I'm envisioning that I'm firing to pin him down, trying to catch him in the ankle with a cheeky leg shot here.
Nice.
And if that hits him, I will add superiority die to the damage roll, +1, so that's 8 points of piercing.
Okay.
And Theo may use his reaction to move up to half of his speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
All right, you strike into him, piercing him on the ground. Unfortunately, he turns into a column.
Take a step back.
Yeah.
Oh, he went solid?
Yep, he went solid.
Oh, good. No lava. This means he'll explode. Stay back. You said half of my movement.
Yeah.
But I have to. This is difficult terrain, right?
It's only difficult terrain when you're over the top of him. He's only difficult. But he's a solid.
Okay, good. The grasses are normal.
Yeah, just them are difficult terrain.
Got it.
So
got it.
you're
Okay,
fine.
so I move up 15 feet away. He sort of jogs back as you give him the opportunity to.
A few seconds later, boom, it explodes, but nobody's there to get the damage. What
Excellent.
you'll notice now is that above you is this strange opening that exists in the
Hole in the
side
ground.
of the hill here. What are you going to do? And you did hear that Sanjeet had said that they took his sword. You do not see a sword anywhere on.
Yeah, it's just pools of lava, and I don't see a sword.
Well, Theo, you really held your own there. I wasn't. I have to say, I was not expecting you to just start punching, but that's. You are unlike any mage I've ever met.
I'm unlike any mage. Yes, that seems the most accurate. But there should be a sword around here. Yes.
There should be.
Oh,
It's
you're
very
gonna feel
important to my student.
you're gonna feel really exhausted in about, and he starts counting down like 9, 8, 7.
What are you talking about? I feel.
Just bear with me for a second. It'll pass. You'll be back to normal.
Hemo goes and slumps against the berm here.
Only
How long
lasts
do you
for a
want to
second.
wait around right now? How long do you want to take a rest for?
Well,
Yeah,
swords don't just get up and walk away. As long as we're watching this exit, I could do with 10 minutes to collect myself.
For what it's worth, the haste ending just is around. So
Yeah,
just
you're
a few
fine.
seconds.
Yeah.
But let's look. Do you want it to take 10 minutes? I worry that Sanjeet will return and we may face more dangers.
So you know that you might be confusing with Pathfinder. 1 hour is a short rest in D&D.
Oh, an hour is a short rest?
Yeah.
Oh,
10 minutes.
We don't need to wait. We don't need to wait unless you want to.
I suppose I could keep fighting.
You said he was collecting flowers?
Yes, the boy's in love. Honestly, I just sent him to get flowers to get him out of my hair. I didn't have any better answers for him. What do I look like, a matchmaker to you?
Do we see he's like right to business. Do you see any spots where he looked like he might have been actually picking? There's flowers laying on the ground maybe?
No, but are you just investigating right where he is currently right now?
Yeah, looking around this up by the tree over here, because it looks like there's flowers on the ground. So
Yeah, it looks like he was probably over there picking flowers. Unfortunately, one of those creatures probably struck him, and it dragged him to the ground.
I'll pull my thing off too. That crusty chunk of
It rips off easy
metal to
enough.
me.
It's just heavy. It's just sticking to you, and it was just weighing you down. It's like, imagine having like a
chunk of rock, right?
like a brick just attached to it and around your neck. It's just very heavy.
Is that the same thing that had happened to Sanjeet?
Yes.
Okay, that gives me hope that the boy can at least recover from that. It's not a curse or something. Oh, I saw that. I thought that he had become possessed by some sort of rock elemental. Ugh, had me worried there.
Yeah,
I appear to be back to normal.
The teenagers in their rock and roll.
I just don't understand music these days. It moves so fast.
But yeah, I'm investigating around here.
Apparently being ludicrous is cool now. All right. When I was a kid, my parents called me that. It wasn't a compliment. You're being ludicrous. All right. So
I did an investigation around here. I just
all right.
rolled a
You
9.
basically find that you just see some footsteps moving around, but you see all these creatures that moved around there. Where their feet land in the grass, they leave just a little bit of curling grass. They're a little warm, but these creatures aren't like burning on fire or anything. They sort of like they're sort of a lava, the form of a lava elemental of some sort.
This is very strange. I've never heard of this creature.
And nor have I.
Well, let's look for his sword. We can get back, perhaps.
I'm thinking they took it down this pit. Don't worry, I have a way of finding hidden things if they've gone and stashed it somewhere.
All right, you come there, you look down, you see around you 4 giant piles of dirt. Now, these piles are actually pretty high. They're about 15 feet tall, as if they pulled out tons of dirt off of this area. Give me an Arcana check, Theo.
Coming right up. Is a 13.
However, the formation of the hole leading down tells you that this was done through arcana magic, some sort of spell. It could have been as easy as, if they want to take enough time, it could have been as easy as some kind of an earth-moving cantrip, or some type of much higher level spell if they wanted to do it faster. But whatever it was, the hole that was left here was definitely made by an enchantment and not by digging.
Not shovels, yeah. I'll mention that, Hemo. This is magic. I don't know.
Well, those creatures could cast, but they only seemed to cast flame magic. Maybe there's something else down there. Either way, we should look out for another magical creature.
Agreed.
Hemo, looking down the hole, you can see that the ladder extends 20 feet in the ground, opens to it's almost like kind of in the center of a room. You can't see walls on either side. You know, you're kind of just looking down, and the floor there looks solid and packed hard earth.
Ugh, I hate caves. Well, I guess I'm going down. I'll climb down the ladder.
All right, we'll move to the other map, and we'll put Hemo on there, and then Theo will come shortly afterwards once we see what's going on. All right. So you can see, Hemo, you're going to be coming down that ladder right there, and you are surrounded by paths that lead in different directions. These little paths that seem to be roughly carved out. Now, these areas, though they seem rough, Theo would probably tell you that it was done through some sort of form of magic. I'm going to make the path series a little bit more specific for this.
By the way, we do see 2 characters in the middle. I don't know if they were there.
Yep.
Okay.
So I just lock eyes with these 2 as I'm climbing down the ladder.
But I wanted to make sure you knew where the paths were, because they're not exactly, when I look at them on the map, they're not too obvious that they're paths. So I want to make sure that you know that they are.
Okay.
So you can see that they leave in a bunch of different directions here. These creatures, as you come climbing down, they definitely hear you. They look back. Now, one thing I want to be clear is down this hallway over here, you hear a loud thrumming. As I get to the right map, you hear a loud thrumming of sorts, like a vibration, like a heavy machine of some sort rumbling from the dark. Okay? Wow. And with that, we're going to roll initiative, and you can tell me what you want to do.
Let's see. Select it. Roll initiative. Dang. Fast today.
I roll mine as well.
And Hemo's gonna just give these guys a once-over. They're not carrying any swords, are they?
No, these look very similar to the creatures you saw before. These like halfling-sized magma sort of men in some ways. Okay.
I guess I hop down, draw my swords, and say,
Theo, roll initiative because you'll come in when they do that.
Yeah, I'll just add it. I did roll. Yeah. I got a 16.
Theo, all right, so Hemo, you come down the steps and you see these creatures spin around. What would you like to do?
Did you accost a mustachioed man upstairs earlier today?
It stops, it twitches its head a little bit, and then it says,
I thought so. I'm gonna step forward and try to take its head off. 21 to hit.
That will hit.
Maybe we should
7 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
Then the second attack is a 20 to hit.
Nice.
With 12 points of slashing damage. And, well, I suppose if we're being super technical here, I don't think I had time to draw the second sword.
Probably not. It's up to you. All right. That was you. That brings us to these creatures.
I can't summon my swords anymore, so I can't do
still
that
up
kind of
top,
trick.
but I had a 16.
You did. Okay. Let me resort then. So Theo,
How far down is the climb?
it's 20 foot down.
Okay. And I assume flying downwards is twice speed. No, I'm just kidding.
It's not. You can fall though with style. Go the.
That does seem pretty dangerous, though. No, I'll climb my way down.
All right.
That'll give me 20 foot of movement, and then he'll come around the ladder. So 5, 10 more, I guess.
Yeah, just consider this. If you pass between here, that's difficult terrain. Otherwise, it's all 5 feet.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll come down to there, and then I will. Let's see here. You know, that's basically the. No. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna cast Magic Missile. Yeah. So he's gonna pick the You hit the guy on top here already?
Yes.
Excellent. He's going to target that guy. So there's going to be 3 darts flying out of his gauntlet again. And what do we got? 3d4 plus 3?
Yes.
3d4 plus 3. For a total of 11 points of damage as these bolts of energy slam into this guy's midsection.
All right. As you strike into it, doom. This thing, it hits right the flesh. You kind of leave a hole through its whole body as your magic missiles just crawl right through its body, leaving a gaping hole to it. And then the creature goes.
He's holy.
And then explodes. Boom! And a 10-foot wide. If you're within 10 feet of this creature, you got to give me a dexterity save.
Ow. All right.
That's his buddy too, yeah.
No, because this is fire, and his buddy is immune to fire.
24 on the dex save. Finally got a decent saving roll.
All right. If you make your save, it's 8 points of fire or half on the save. Each one of these creatures are kind of have different. They're different types of missiles.
There's 3 different types. That's pretty cool.
These little guys are full of surprises.
Right, and then next is that's Theo. Theo, you've done your one thing. Anything else you're going to do? Cast your magic missile.
Yeah, I moved and came around.
All right, this guy here is going to attack, and he has Hemo there. He is going to try to grapple you.
Good luck.
What did you get?
Let's do an acrobatics for an escape save. 12. Ooh.
12. He has an 18. He grapples you.
Dang it.
Boom. When he hits you,
slightly warm.
When he grapples you, you immediately take 5 points of fire.
It's very warm.
As he grabs you. And while you are being grappled and being burned, you have disadvantage on all attack and ability checks. This is very similar to what heat metal might be.
Heat enemy.
The only thing is to drop him, you have to break the grapple, as he just continually causes burning to you.
He's hugging you.
All right.
It's not as nice as it looks.
All right. And then, not quite done yet.
Please don't self-destruct. Please don't self-destruct.
No self-destruct happening here. But, all right, boom. You're going to see from here, from below, and I'm going to back up the camera a little bit. Move the tracker over a little bit to get out of the way. You're going to start seeing creatures emerging.
Oh boy.
I'm going to put him right here. You see him at the very corners.
Theo, behind you.
They're kind of coming from all different directions. Ah! That is That is now Hemo's turn.
Okay, this got more complicated.
Remember, you
can do
still
this.
hear this vibration, this endless vibration coming from this direction.
One thing at a time. I'm going to. I guess I will. I had a plan, and now it's a little falling apart. I'm gonna move this way a little. Have we hit this guy yet? I don't think we have.
No, he's just grappling.
No, he's holding on to you. He's
I guess I can't move then.
You can't move.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
grappled. I guess I'll start by attempting to break the grapple.
You are actually grappled right now. You can take your action to break free.
Just,
Otherwise, you're
shove
attack
him.
him, but you have disadvantage because he's burning you. You're like, ah.
Yeah, I want to break that. So I'll make an acrobatics save to try to escape.
It's a contest with him. You will win though. You break free. Your hand covered in this kind of burnt where his claws were on you. You're all burnt, big blisters. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You take your action to do that.
What
would you like to do?
All right, then I'm going to action surge and try to full round attack him.
Action surge.
The disadvantage is gone. 13 to hit.
That will miss.
My second attack is a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
With 11 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And I'll use my object interaction to draw my second sword and make a offhand attack. 28 to hit.
Nice.
This thing's got better balance than I thought it did. 11 points to hit.
All right.
Damage, I mean, sorry.
This thing that you struck bursts into fire. A fireball, 10 feet round. Boom! Give me a reflex.
How many feet?
Dexterity save. 10 feet. 10 feet. If it's within 10 feet, you're outside of it, Theo.
Yeah,
You're good.
All right.
Dex save. Oh man!
What'd you get?
So I must be losing a step.
6. All right.
Yep.
You're gonna take 7 points of fire damage.
You must have leaned into that one pretty hard.
Yeah, I think so.
I never overswing. What are you talking about?
Just maybe a little enthusiastic is all I'm suggesting.
All right, that Hemo, you did about 1,000 things there. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
All right, Theo, it is your turn.
Tired.
Now, did you action surge in the game in the encounter upstairs?
No.
I didn't think you did.
No, those were haste.
That's right. You were
actions.
hasted. That's right. Sorry. All right, Theo, it is your turn. What are you going to do? You see these creatures kind of crawling down from outside the shadows all around you. It's not that your dark vision can't see around the corner. It's just that they're kind of corners around the area. So you just see them emerging from the caves. You hear this thrum of vibration happening down here.
Huh. Right. Well, this might get a little hairy. Say we move towards that, and he'll start moving backwards.
Beats getting surrounded. I'm with you.
He'll sort of stay against the wall here and sort of make his way that way, and then I'm gonna try it. We'll see what happens here. I'm trying the firebolt on. Let's see. None of these other guys have been hit yet, but the one that's closest to Hemo. I'll catch him from behind. I got his back.
Awesome. Go for it.
So we'll see what happens with that attack. It's 23 to hit, so it'll hit him. Another question is, does it do the damage?
How much fire damage do you do?
The flammable object is so it is just double checking the damage type. I assume it's fire. It says fire.
Yep.
15 points of damage.
All right, you do 15 points of damage. However, these creatures are immune to fire damage.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Are you moved? You cast your spell. Is there anything else you're gonna do?
That'll do.
I think he liked that actually.
He is smiling at me.
This one here, you hear Hemo. You hear it say in a really long, sort of slow voice. Should have left. All right, and this one here is going to attack Theo. Right there. The other ones are actually gone. All right, so this one here he's going to use a whipping action to attack you with a whip, but 10 feet away. Natural 20.
Ow.
Natural 20 right here. Unfortunately, that means that you are going to take critical damage, and that critical damage is going to be 8 points of fire. And you need to give me a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
What'd you get?
I got a natural 20 on the dex save. That's
All
a
right,
25.
that whip strikes you, but it kind of solidifies around you, but you're able to slink free. All right, this other one is going to come running out 5, 10, 15, 20.
Can I use absorb elements on the initial damage? I have 1 per day.
Absolutely, go for it. So
All right, I got resistance to fire damage, so I'll only take 4 of those.
Correct. 4.
Nice.
And I'm resistant until the start of my next turn.
This one runs to here, and he's going to attack you with a fire whip, the same fire whip he used before.
Should have been me.
The armor class is going to hit 19.
Who's he attacking?
He's attacking Hemo.
Oh.
Yep. And
19 will hit.
Yep. And you're going to take 4, but now you still only take half of fire damage. So you take 2 points of fire damage, and you give me a dexterity save.
22 that time.
Oh, it has no chance of doing anything to you. This one here comes running out. 30, 40, 50. Yeah, it's going to go here, and it's not going to be able to use its whipping attack. So instead, well, he could, but he has to do it with a disadvantage. So instead, he's going to... Let me see what my skill roll is.
He's going to attack Hemo with fire damage, right?
Yeah, let's see who's going to attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He is going to attack Hemo.
Hey.
Yeah, he is going to attack Hemo. And he is going to attack you with a grapple. He's going to try to grapple you.
He's hugging you with fire again.
Aw. Give me a... Oh, I rolled a natural 1.
I don't consent to this.
Yeah, you're probably... Roll anything but above like a 5, and you...
How's a 15?
That works. All right, that brings us to Hemo. You hear the thrum of the vibrations coming down that hole.
Let's see.
Move this way. Move this way.
It looks like I'm kind of threatened. Yeah.
Well, you're flanking this guy right now.
I mean, I am. May as well attack him before I move then, huh? I've got both my swords out, so let's do a main hand attack. 17 to hit on this dude in the middle.
That will hit.
I'll do 12 points of slashing.
Nice.
26 to hit does 7 points of slashing.
Hold on. Let me do the math a little bit slower because I just deleted that dude.
I have a lot of attacks. Gotta knock them out quick sometimes.
Okay, so let me start over again. You did 12 points of damage to start with, right?
Yep.
All right, thank you. And what was your second attack?
7 points.
Thank you. Sorry, it kind of hit me there all at once, and I wasn't able to keep up. All right, you hit him twice.
Still up?
Yes.
Well, I have another sword. 26 to hit with the offhand should do 9 points of slashing.
Oh, he's just hanging on by a thread. Shoot.
And then I'll move here. I'll move. I'll move to here.
All right, you wrap around the outside. This creature's like, you see parts of it. His skin is cracked. Lava is just oozing out where all these places you struck into him. All right, that brings us to Theo. Theo, what are you going to do?
All right. Theo is not doing any more firebolts. That did not do any good. He is going to use his shocking grasp cantrip, I think, and reach out and touch that guy's face.
All right. What armor class did you hit?
Oh,
you rolled a natural 1?
9.
9. Oh,
yeah.
No.
It's going to be a miss. Tries his gauntlet crackling with electrical energy once again, but He probably dodges right out of the way on that
Yeah,
one.
he just kind of drops away. Even though he's pretty much on his last little bit of fire that's remaining in his spirit, he's able to just dodge out of the way, fighting off anything he can to survive for one more round. All right, that brings us to these guys here. This one here is going to move 5, 10 to here. And this one's going to move to here, and he's going to try to use his whip on Hemo. He rolled armor class 23.
Ooh, that'll do it.
Yeah, so you're going to take 5 points of fire damage from that. And you need to give me a dexterity save. You've made every one of these so far.
No, you're jinxing him.
12?
Yes, you fail.
How?
Finally.
Man.
When this whip wraps around you and burns, it solidifies almost instantly. You were up till now, you've been able to jump out of the way. You are now considered restrained.
Uh-oh.
You are restrained until you can break free of it. And to break free, you need to give me an athletics check to break free. You have to force your way out. It's literally grappling. You're like, grr.
Huh.
And I'll put a marker on there to remind me that you are restrained. Put it red for stop.
My speed is 0. Attack rolls against me have advantage. Uh-oh. My attacks have disadvantage.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm in
Definitely
trouble.
need to get out of that one.
This one moves to here, and he's going to strike into Hemo with advantage. Using piercing attacks. With advantage, I rolled a 20 to hit you.
That'll hit.
All right. When he strikes you, you're hit for 2 points of piercing and 4 points of fire. Hemo, you are now restrained. What are you going to do?
Well, I'm going to attempt to break out. Athletics check,
Yeah, you need a DC you have to defeat.
and that's an action.
Yeah.
All right. Oh man,
What'd you get?
That's an 8.
You got any
No,
reroll-y
no.
type things anymore?
Not anymore. Nope, not anymore. Let's see here.
Squirming.
Well, I can still use my bonus action to use second wind, so I'm going to roll a d10 plus 9 and heal that.
Oh, no.
Well, that's 11 points. That's not nothing.
Not nothing, but not the best. It was,
Is that temporary hit points or just healing?
no, those are
Healing.
straight up healing.
Nice.
So I try to break out. I can't, so I take a real deep breath. And that's my turn.
All right. Let's go with Theo. Theo, what do you want to do? You're kind of surrounded. You see your friend. He's kind of coiled up in a almost spring-like looking wrap of stone all around him.
I can break these. Give me a second.
Hemo, you must free yourself.
Thanks for the advice.
But
Can I?
could you maybe free me?
Yeah, that's what I'm
You
trying
are
to figure
stronger
out.
than me, after all.
No, I
If
don't
he
think
gives
so.
you the help action, you get advantage on your next, but that would be his action.
So my
Wait,
armor
Oh, your
does.
strength is less than mine.
It is less. Yes, I had more
Oh, whoops.
con, but I do have armor of magical strength. I can expend the armor's charges the following ways. I can make a strength check or a strength saving throw, and I can expend a charge to add a bonus to my roll. So I can do like
Whoa.
the +4 for strength checks. So I will try that using my magically enhanced strength armor.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
just and try to pull it down.
Well, what you're gonna do is you can actually aid him. You can help
Yep.
him, and what that does is you don't need to do anything. You just give him an advantage to his next check.
That could work too.
That's how that works. So he's gonna break free, but you're gonna give him advantage to his next check to break free.
So I can't do the freeing myself.
No, you're trying to help him. You know, you can, but you don't have to spend any extra points. You just basically give him advantage straight up through his roll.
All right, let's do that. I'll aid you there.
Okay.
And then I don't think that I've got any useful bonus actions. because that'd be my full action, right? Let's do the aid.
It's your full action to aid, right?
I'm debating that or trying to... Actually, wait, there's one other idea. 1 second. I'm looking at mirror image, if that's just self or if I can it is just
That's
self.
just for self. You could also firebolt one of them.
Yeah, thank you for the hot tip on that one.
I see what you did there. Hot tip.
He looks at you and says, would Featherfall help?
No.
And then he starts to try to pull the things off of you too,
Okay,
using his
you're gonna help him.
strong-looking armor, but yeah, not literally strong.
All right, they get to go. They are all going to try to kill Hemo.
Can I have moved him at all? I don't know if I can physically move him with that.
My speed becomes 0. It doesn't say that I can't be moved.
I would say if you want to move him, so I would say you're doing the action of helping him, so you can't move him. You can move him action. Or help him. It's your choice.
Gotcha. I already said what I was going to do, so we're here.
Okay. They run forward. They're all going to try to kill Hemo, the restrained.
I wonder if my parry maneuver works here. It doesn't say that I need to be able to...
You can parry.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, you can technically attack. You're just doing it at a disadvantage, so that means you can swing your swords however you want.
Yep. You're basically kind of like... with advantage, I'm going to hit you 3 times. You have 3 strikes on you. All 3 of them hit you with advantage. Are you going to parry? Is it just the parry to damage, right?
Yeah, it's a reduction of damage, and it's a reaction, so I only get to do it once. But yeah, I'll parry. I'll twist my body so that one of them hits the stone around me.
All right, the first one strikes you with a piercing attack, doing 2 piercing, 6 fire.
Ouch. I take 8 less than that, so
all right, you take nothing.
I'll ignore that one.
The second one strikes into you, doing 2 piercing, 1 fire, for a total of 3.
Okay.
And the third one strikes into you, doing 6 piercing and 4 fire.
Ooh, that was a tough one.
Ow.
As you're kind of fighting, these things are just like all around.
I am pretty bloodied at this point.
Yes.
Hemo, it's your turn. You were doing really good until you
wounds.
suddenly got restrained. You know, that was the hard part.
I'm gonna break out. I need an athletics check.
You have
Athletics
advantage.
with
Give me athletics
advantage.
test. We have an advantage. Do it. 23.
Yes,
Easily
23.
does it. Boom. Break free. You still have a bonus
I'm
action.
out. I have a bonus action. Am I able to take an offhand attack with that bonus action?
You haven't used it for anything else, right? You can do that.
All right.
He also suggests that you shift behind me because he's got his shield up, you know?
They would get attacks of opportunity if you do that.
Probably, yeah.
This one's been untouched. This one's been untouched, but this one's in severe danger. This one's not looking good at all.
All right. Well, I'll swing for the kill on that middle guy with an offhand scimitar. 27 to hit.
Oof, that will hit.
8 points of slashing damage.
All right. You see the thing evaporate. When it does...
Does he do a burst?
Yep. So you see this guy suddenly erupt. Boom! 10-foot radius. That's going to hit Theo and Hemo. Give me a dexterity saving throw.
Is that fire or is it...
It's fire.
At the very least, I don't get disadvantage on it right now.
Yeah.
Still an 8, though.
Can I give you the old flash of genius on that one?
For who?
Well, let me do mine, I guess.
For you?
No, I was going to do it for Hemo. He needs it. Dexterity save, you said?
Dexterity save, yes.
I still want to do it on Hemo.
Thank you.
What'd you get? What did that give him? A total of 12?
That's 4, so a total of 12. Might not be enough.
That's still going to fail, though. Yeah.
3 out of 4.
You're going to take 6 points of damage. I'm sorry, my mistake. You take 8, 6, and 2 on the 2 dice. 8 points of fire damage if you fail your save. 4 if you made it. You need a 13.
Yep, I failed. 12 doesn't do it.
Boom, boom.
We both failed that one. He was right in front of us.
Yeah. All right, that brings us...
You killed him.
Theo, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I am going to cast Cure Wounds on my buddy here.
All right.
He's looking a little rough, and I'm going to cast it at level 2.
I remember Finis's healing magic.
Yeah.
That'll get you back 12 points of healing.
Nice.
Whoo!
He says, try to move behind me. I will block them with my shield. They're aiming for you.
Got it.
All right, you cast that. Anything else you're going to do, Theo? You just healed up your new friend.
That is it. I don't think I can do... I mean, that's my action, so...
All right.
Yeah,
this one here is attacking you, Theo.
Hmm.
It's not going to come close to hit. The other one, Hemo. No, it doesn't hit you either. That brings us to the Hemo's turn. What are you going to do?
All right. I will...
You hear the vibrations.
Yeah, let's see. This one that is threatening Theo right now, I'm going to make a weapon attack against it. 29 to hit.
That will hit.
Does 12 points of slashing damage.
Nice.
I'm going to use Commander's Strike here
Nice.
for my second... No, not Commander's. Sorry. I'm going to use the maneuvering attack. When I hit him, I will expend one of my superiority die. I will get an extra 3 points to that damage, so I did 15 points total.
Got it.
And Theo may move away from that creature without provoking attacks of opportunity up to half its speed.
Nice. Theo.
And Hemo says, down the tunnel, I'll join you.
Theo, you can move 15 feet if you wish.
All right, I'll start moving.
Just put yourself in one of the squares. That's fine right there. All right, cool. Theo,
And those are my
that's your
2
first attack.
attacks.
What are you going to do?
That is my 1 attack. Yeah, wow, dang. I guess I'll attempt to shove this guy.
All right, you're going to try to knock him off his feet?
Yeah.
All right. All right, give me a contest. Give me your athletics
Wow,
check.
I did really bad at that.
What'd you roll?
A 6, a natural 1.
Yeah. No, you did not knock him off his feet.
All right, then I turn around and run.
Shoving him hurts. He's all
Ow.
fiery.
You going to try to run away from him?
Yeah,
He's going to
5,
take an
10,
attack of opportunity on you.
20. Okay,
They both miss, though.
sweet. 5, 10, 15, 20.
I
yeah,
will
can
draw
you-
out what you
Yeah,
see
thank you.
about him.
Watch, it'll be a big boring machine.
The
Just
boring machine.
drilling away.
It's Elon Musk sitting down here.
He's like a fire demon.
I swear we're gonna have a tunnel connection to Neverwinter. I swear it'll happen.
That would be really cool, though, wouldn't it? Like a
It would be cool, but there's not enough gold in all of the land to make a tunnel to Phandelver.
Maybe we'll find gold along the way. See, so it'll pay for itself. Tunnel.
Yeah, he'll have to sell fireball staves to finance this tunnel.
Yes.
I'll explain what you see as you look around the corner.
Oh,
As you look around the corner, I believe I have some description text for you. 2 goblins are standing before a strange mechanical contraption. The machine hums slowly. 2 rods reach out to form a V. At the point of intersection, a rod is placed that extends down to the ground. The rod vibrates constantly as a purple mystical energy keeps it hovering about an inch off the surface. So you see this rod kind of touching the ground, and there's this energy that floats underneath it as the rod just goes. You're not sure what's going on, but this whole machine thrums with a harsh vibration. These creatures, these 2 goblins, they appear to have leather armor of some sort. They have spears in their hand. However, this one down here, he looks to be in much better. Appears to be
Stronger.
This one here appears to be much more elegantly dressed, and this one here is much stronger.
Ooh.
They don't appear to see you right now. As if the vibrations that are going off are keeping them from noticing that anything was happening. That was.
We do see a label on one of them, Recco, over there.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep. That's
He's the elegant one.
Yeah, the other one I should have probably put them on both of them, and I will do that now. Let me just turn that on so you can see.
I just assume his name is Fecco. Fecco or Thaco maybe? Recco and Thaco.
Nice. Almost.
Oh,
It's Shuggle.
that was really close.
All right. That Hemo, yeah, you did all those things and moved. Are you done now?
Yes.
All right, Theo, backing up into the room. It is pitch black down here, but you both have dark vision, so you're not affected.
Yeah, fun times. I think, you know what? This might be a good opportunity for... I'm thinking about some Thunder Wave over here. So we'll go out 15 feet, which I think would just catch these guys. And double checking, where is my square? Oh, not from the center. Squares, snap to edge.
Yep.
Edge. 15 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, good.
Go for it.
All right.
Would you have to step up a space to hit that?
That'd be fine to do it. Like,
I think it's 15-foot range, right? I think you can do it from both the areas here.
Yeah, it just says it originates from me, but it wouldn't hit me, so that's why I started in front of me.
If you move to here, yeah, I might give this guy advantage to a save because he's around this corner, because you're kind of shooting straight up. And
that's cool. I'll move over there, and then I'll get him.
Yeah, now you can do it. Okay, move up and fire. I will make my saving throws.
All right, spell save DC is 16.
One of them made it for sure. The other one failed it. So this one here failed it. How much damage do you do?
So on a failed save, it's 2d8 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me. So 11 points of damage. It's not too bad.
All right.
Successful, half as much, so 5 points for success guy, and not pushed. Is there any unsecured objects in the area?
Well, no, there's not. There's not.
All right. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the spell emits a thunderous boom audible out to 300 feet.
Boom!
And they heard that.
Probably.
All right, we're going to find out what happens on their turn.
And then I'll run around the corner as well. 5, 10, 15. Well, I already moved 5, right? So 20.
You immediately see that both of these creatures are turning, in fact, to see you. Like, oh. This one here draws his spear. This one here is going to enter the fray, and I'll put them at the. I'll just keep that in turn to make them next. This one here envelops himself. He casts a spell, and when he does it, the individual cracks, the pieces around his armor begin glowing a reddish glow.
Hey.
There seems to be like an elemental fire in between the gaps of his armor.
Hey, that's a neat trick.
Yeah. This one here, on the other hand, sees you. He dives forward, taking his spear, lifting it over his head, and striking at you.
Alrighty.
He's going to roll a +6, gives me an armor class of 22. It's an armor class 22. What's your armor class?
Perfect. 22.
Your armor class is 22? Okay. I knew it was pretty high. So, all right. Strikes you. Hits armor class 22. When he does so, he's going to expend a superiority dice. And
I'm also going to use my reaction on this one.
What's your reaction?
Well, I will take the hit, but basically it's the repulsion shield again.
All right. You're going to take the hit. When you do, let me do your damage first of all.
Yep.
He's going to strike you for 6 points of piercing damage. Plus, he gets to expend a superiority dice to add an additional 4 to that. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 damage total. Boom. Ooh. Yeah. And you need to give me an athletic or acrobatic check.
Alrighty. Let's see here. My better of the two would be acrobatics, but I'm just double checking here. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'll do the acrobatics. 15.
15. All right. When he strikes down, he kind of the spear itself lands right in your foot, jamming you there. You are pinned to the ground here. You're considered restrained. Boom.
Don't like that.
For this one round.
All right. So his spear is going through my foot and into the ground.
Yeah, basically, he's piercing you down, and he restrains you for the round. That's the cool effect.
All right. Well, my repulsion shield is going to go off.
Yep.
And that's my reaction.
Yep.
And expend one of the charges, so that's the second one today, to push the attacker up to 15 feet away. We'll go 15 feet away.
He'll land. Boom. Back
Does
there.
he do anything with that that device that he lands on?
Does it say anything in there about if he happens the 15 feet?
I don't do any damage to him, but I'm just wondering if he I'm not doing damage as part of the move. No, but if he lands on the machine and the machine does something to him, or if he falls off a cliff, that's environmental.
Yeah, no, it doesn't necessarily do anything to the machine itself, but it's kind of.
He's not getting hit or damaged by the machine. I mean.
Yeah, no, he doesn't do anything like that. No, it just kind of he hits the machine. The machine kind of rattles a little bit. It's pretty heavy and sturdy, and he kind of just wraps around, so it doesn't do any damage, but he does get knocked back. Are considered restrained until the beginning of his next turn.
Okay, so just out of curiosity, then, I don't know if that was color or if it was quite
it's
literally his shield.
He doesn't affect. He doesn't affect where you get restrained for round one if he hits you and he spends a superior dice and you fail an athletics check.
All
right, boom. That's what he does. This one here casts a spell on himself. That brings us to Hemo. Oh no, to the other guys. These guys are still going.
And there's one purple up there.
There's two.
Oh yeah, the other guy just got pushed off screen, didn't he?
20, 25, 30. He runs forward. He's going to strike at. Oh, completely missed. This one here is going to move to here, and he's going to try to use his whip, but he's going to have to do it with a -2 because he has cover for Hemo. Oh, and -2 is 12 plus 5 is 17. Is that going to hit you?
It'll meet it. So yeah.
Nice. Yes, you are hit. You're going to take 5 points of fire damage, and you need to give me a dexterity save.
Oh man, that's a 9.
You are wrapped up by this. You are going to be considered entangled until you break free.
Eesh.
That brings us to Hemo. It's your turn.
Jeez, I'm running out of resources.
Yeah, this gets tight.
I can, at the very least, make some attacks at disadvantage. See what happens.
Okay, go for it.
Wait, you just get wrapped up again?
Yes.
I suppose I could try to break out again.
That's your action. That'll be your action. Or you can make 3 attacks with disadvantage.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try to break out.
Yeah, because they're gonna
athletics
hit a lot next round.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna athletics. No, yeah, it's gotta be
20 athletics to break out.
Yeah, go for it. Would you 20? Yeah, easily break out. Easily.
Nice.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna. Let's see. Can I do this with just a? Yeah.
What do you want to do?
All right. So that was my action to break out. I'm gonna step backwards 10 feet.
Misses your attack on an attack of opportunity.
Good. And I'm going to drop my left-hand sword and do a quick toss. So as a bonus action, I'll expend my last superiority die to draw and throw a dagger. If I hit, I'll add that superiority die to the damage. 13 to hit on a dagger toss.
That will miss.
Damn it. All right, but I figured I'd try to keep some distance, so I whip a dagger.
Okay, you do it with the dagger. Nice. That brings us to Theo. Theo, you see these two here. This one here attacked you and got launched back. This one here casts some sort of shield on itself, some kind of it kept sort of burning fire all around it.
Fire, you say?
Yeah. Each of the joints of his armor become burning with fire.
Don't like that. That looks familiar, kind of, to mine.
What are you gonna do?
But yeah, I think I think it's time to... Well, these guys are not... Huh. These guys are not the little fire demons there, are they?
No, they're two. They look like goblins. You've seen goblins before.
If we could switch places, their explosions might hurt the goblins. But we're kind of trapped right now.
Yeah, maybe we should move in. Alright, well, let's see. I think I will move down and in one closer.
Alright.
And let them come in, because that could, if we destroy those guys, that could definitely hurt them. And then I'm going to try a firebolt on Rekko over here.
Alright.
See if that wrecks him a little bit. 17 to hit.
He's a servant of the flame, but not made of flame, so...
Yeah, we'll find out.
You attack him with the fire blast, and you hit armor class. Which one?
17.
That will hit him. How much damage do you do?
8 points of fire.
You think that he takes not all of that damage.
All right, so some damage, but he reserves. He restrains some of it.
Yeah, he resists some of that damage, almost as if he was resistant to fire.
Awesome.
Oh.
And then I will use my bonus action to, and I'm double checking this, but I want to use my defensive shield again since I burned through those temporary hit points already.
All right, you are now temporarily shielded up.
There it is. That's another 9 temporary hit points.
All right, they get to go. This goblin here pulls himself back off the.
I just realized I couldn't have moved. I was restrained, right?
Oh, you are restrained. Yeah. Is that true? Is that you were stabbed until you're not restrained now because it's the beginning of his turn.
Yeah,
so
but I went to move, so
I
had to stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He claws off of this. He's going to charge forward. He does a charging attack. He's going to try to spear you with his spear, and he's going to attack you and miss you. Shoot, not good for him. This one, on the other hand, is going to use his magic to initiate a spell that you may be familiar with, and he's going to cast heat metal on your armor.
Oof.
Is it a Constitution saving throw? Constitution saving throw. Your target is 14.
Constitution savings throw. Here we go. Ooh.
What did you roll?
An 8.
8.
That's not enough.
Is not going to be enough. All right, heat metal. Choose a manufactured metal object, such as a metal weapon or a suit of heavy armor or medium armor that you can see within range. You can cast the object, become glowing hot. Any creature in physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage when you cast a spell. That would be you. You are going to take, oh no, you're going to take 13 points of fire. When you guess until the spell ends, you can use a bonus action on each of your subsequent turns to cause the damage again. If a creature is holding or wearing the object and takes the damage from it, the creature must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object if it can. So now, if you can, you need to drop your armor. If it doesn't drop the object, it has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks until the start of your next turn.
Oof. That is dangerous.
Yes. So on your turn, you're going to want to drop that, or you're going to get disadvantage to everything.
That was Servant of Flame over there.
All right, that is.
He tells you, he's basically yells that out to him. He says, that one, he's burning me.
That brings us, Hemo. It is your turn. You see these creatures crawling down. They're crawling down the tunnel. You see these two goblins, and you're doing something with this machinery. You're not sure what.
Doesn't matter now. I pick up my dropped sword. Is that just an item interaction?
Yeah, it's free.
All
right.
It's
a free action. Yeah.
Cool. I'll pick that up. So I've got both swords, and I'm going to rush Rekko.
You're going to get attacked from Shuggle. Attack of opportunity. He's going to not hit you, though.
Okay.
Yeah, his spear goes.
Yeah, no, Hemo doesn't care. He's going for the mage. And I will make a round of attacks on him. 22 to hit with my main hand.
You hit. How much damage do you do in his first attack?
7 points of slashing damage.
Nice. Hold on here. Let me set him up. Now, unfortunately, he has a spell on him called Fire Shield. Whenever a creature within 5 feet of you hit you with a melee attack, the shield erupts with flame. The attacker takes 2d8 fire damage from the warmth effect.
2d8. Jeez.
You're going to take, bad roll though, 6 points of fire. You have a second attack.
Man.
What do you want to do?
Does he look bloodied?
No. He does not look, he doesn't look great. He's not like fresh, but he's definitely not at half. You think these guys probably have a reasonable number of hit points.
Wait a second. You did damage to him?
Yeah.
Did he, how does the concentration work for taking damage?
There's no concentration for fire shield.
No.
But for heat metal.
He has to hold on to concentration for the heat metal.
Oh, yeah. Right. I forgot about heat metal. Thank you. Let me roll. So what I do is I roll a d10 and I do a constitution save, and then I have to roll 10 or higher or half the damage, half of the damage he did, whatever was greater. I rolled a 17, so that means that I would keep my concentration. But if I rolled a 10 or under, I would lose it. Thanks for remembering. I forgot I was looking at fire shield and I forgot I had the other one open. I'm going to put a marker on here to try to remind myself that I have concentration. Let's use green to concentrate for today.
Fire shield is still going though? Is it like a visible effect?
That is a 10-minute cast without concentration. The metal is what he's concentrating on.
Well,
you could also attack Shuggle.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and attack Shuggle quick with my second attack. Oh, that's a crit.
Oh yeah,
amazing.
30, nice.
And so are we doing maximum damage on the
plus your die
extra
roll?
Die?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I should go change that because it rolled the crit die. But if we're taking max crit die, that would be 9 plus 6.
Yep.
For 15 points of damage.
How much? So, what's the maximum amount of damage you can do to this guy?
The maximum damage would be
you do because you do 1d8 plus whatever.
A d6 plus 6.
So you do 12 points of damage, and then you roll a d6 on top of it.
Okay. Well, that d6 rolled at a 4.
We can take the 4 if you want. That's fine. So you did 8. So you did 12, 16 points of damage total.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
And I still have a bonus action attack that I may as well take against Shuggle.
Go for it.
So bonus action, 15 to hit.
Yes.
Does 6 points of slashing damage on Shuggle.
All right. He's taking it. He's like. All right. What are you going to do? Anything else?
I think I'm just going to have to stand here. Rekko's not holding a weapon, is he?
He has a spear in his hand.
No.
He's holding a spear. They're both holding spears. He doesn't seem to have used it yet.
Here's hoping he's not very good with it, but I'm going to stay here.
All right. That is Theo. Your turn. What are you going to do, Theo?
Oof. Well, he has a choice.
Blast this guy.
Keep the armor, or use his defensive shield to help insulate him from the damage that it's doing, basically. It keeps giving me temporary hit points, right? So that might buy me a round or two. You're saying blast?
Are you going to dump it? Because if you don't, you're going to take damage from the heat metal.
Yep, I know. Who are you suggesting that I hit?
If you could blast Rekko, his fire shield won't hit. I think it won't trigger.
Yeah, I might be able to distract him enough. Sheesh.
You tell me what you're gonna do.
Here. Taking chances here.
Yes, you are.
All right. I'm gonna use. Oh, he might have shield on too. I can see. He said he had some visible shield on there, fire shield or something.
I think that's what just blew me up. I can't hit him with swords.
That's not the same as shield, which blocks magic missiles. Well, I know that the firebolt did damage. Didn't do a lot though, did it? All right, I'm gonna walk over here 5, 10, 15,
It's going
20.
to be, I'll put it at, yep, that's no problem. You're going to run around a corner, 5, 10, 15.
Around struggle, push off of the wall, and I'm going to come over to Rekko here, and I'm going to try doing the shocking grasp on him.
The fire shields.
What? Oh, that does the physical. Yeah, you're right.
Is
You
it
called it out,
considered a
too.
melee attack?
Yeah, it is. You called
Okay.
it out and everything too, didn't you? So I'll still come around here, and then. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm doing magic missile.
All right. Boom, 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 boom.
Does
He's
he
gonna
have-
screw this guy.
Does he have shield? Does it just take it, or am I doing damage here?
Let me check to see if he had. Let me see what he has.
I didn't know what it was that he cast on him. You know what I'm saying? But I'll roll it. See
Yeah,
what we got
do your
here.
damage.
3d4 plus 3.
How much damage total did you do? I can't see anything on there. What
I'm
happened?
rolling.
It didn't roll correctly.
It didn't roll. It got a weird message. Go ahead and try rolling it again.
It was a space with the R command.
You got it. It's
Oh, I know
slash
what I'm
R,
doing.
not R slash.
Oh,
R slash is like
you've been on Reddit, huh?
You're trying to send it to Reddit.
Hey.
There we go.
Fourth
11
time's the charm.
damage.
11 points of damage is 3 magic missiles slam into this guy.
All right, so half of that is 6.
5.
So I have to make your save at 10 still. Concentration save. Oh, I rolled a 16.
All right, so he's still concentrating, and I'm going to use my bonus action again to give me temporary hit points.
Nice. All right. It is the A teams. So these guys are gonna go. This one comes in here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He is now surrounding Hemo in this almost unreadable bunch of nameplates.
Rekko, servant of Hemo.
Can
Can I just tell him what to do then?
Hemo.
I think I'm just gonna do this and hopefully make it a little less crazy. All right, this one is gonna come over there. He's going to try to spear you in the back. Ooh, he's going to hit you because I rolled a 13 plus 5 is 18.
Ow.
He's gonna strike at you. He's going to hit you for 2 points of piercing and
Okay.
2 points of fire.
All right.
Man, I was doing really well. Now my rolls are kind of getting up and down.
That's just fine by me.
All right, this one's going to come in 5, 10, 15, 20. And he goes, and this one turns around and in some kind of a rock elementalist type language, he speaks out to it. And this one goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He moves to here. And when he does so, he is going to try to stab. He's going to try to grapple Theo. Give me a grapple defensive check. I rolled a 15. So try to defend yourself against being grappled, sir. Yeah.
Right.
I apologize for not being clear because I didn't say this, but I actually did not. That there, if you as you get close here, you can see tucked behind this machine is the two-handed sword of your friend.
Oh,
It's just slid back there.
look at that.
What did you
19 on my acrobatics.
You make it. You beat it. All right.
Good.
That is the goblins get to go. All right. This one here, he is going to try to he's going to try to strike you with his spear. Hemo.
You got me
He's actually
once.
going
I
to strike.
think
He's
you
actually going to
could.
strike Hemo with the
See
spear.
what you can do.
Wow.
Strike Hemo with the spear. He's going to miss. All right. That brings us to.
Is he going to use his bonus action?
He's going to use his
continue?
bonus action to do 2d8 points of damage to you.
All right, let's hope that it stays under 9.
He did 9.
All right. Well, didn't actually take much more. That's good.
Is that your temporary hit points?
Yeah, he ate through my temporary hit points.
All right. Hemo, it's your turn.
Okay. I've got 2 swords and 2 good arms. Are any of these fire guys, do they look damaged? Did we hurt them?
Let me tell you, this one in the middle here is about 2/3 down, and this one here is about half. No, not
All
quite.
right. Cover your eyes, Theo. I'm gonna swing for the one in the middle and hope to cause an AoE that hurts the goblins as well. Oh boy, we're getting a little dangerous here. 13 to hit? Probably
14 misses. Their armor class is 15.
15 to hit? We'll meet it then.
But-
So
Yeah, because you have flanking. Yes. Go. How much damage?
Oh, the
do you do?
13. The first hit does hit. Yeah, you're
oh,
right.
with the 13 hit then?
Yeah, because you got to call that. You
Oh,
have
sweet.
plus 2
Okay.
for-
So
that
then I do
first-
11 points of slashing with flanking.
All right.
Then-
All right. That brings
And then the second hit will hit the-
after your first one. I know you're excited, but I'm gonna let you know. After the first one goes off, he explodes in a 10-foot
Okay.
area. Boom! Now it's fire, so his other friend is fine. He is actually going to take half damage, save for quarter, and he's going to possibly take full damage.
All right.
So,
So
first
saving
one-
throws
he's
from
gonna
everybody
take a
here?
quarter.
Dex is my save.
Dex is your save. He's going to fail.
Oh, Hemo's gonna fail too.
I think I might have made it. I got a 21. Mine.
So it's going to be 12 points of damage, save for half or quarter. This one's going to take 3.
What's the save number?
It is 13.
Okay, I made it. Sorry,
This
Hemo.
one is going to take all of it. So that's going to take 12. Oh, that's not good for him. That brings us okay. And then, okay, Theo, you took some damage too, right? You took half.
Yeah, half.
Emo, how are you
it's-
doing?
it was
Very
12,
badly.
You have 8 hit points left.
Yep. Was that the first? He died in the first strike though.
Yes, he
right?
That
did.
was your first
Yep.
strike, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So then I guess the second one will go towards Shuggle. I'll re-roll it.
You don't want to try to blow this guy up.
No, not at the moment. A 29 to hit
That will hit.
on Shuggle. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage is not
29
enough
to
to
hit.
kill it though, but it's really close.
In that case, I'll use my offhand attack. 19 to hit. Should do 7
That-
points of slashing damage to Shuggle.
And that will be enough. You drop,
Oh, nice.
Juggle, he drops.
That's good. Good round. 2 down.
Whew.
Hemo.
I think I'm tapped out, Theo.
You were amazing with that sword. Oh, it's multiple swords. All of the swords.
Theo, it's your turn.
Amazing.
Theo, can you heal?
That I can do.
So you're gonna take your
Then I
action. to
won't
kill him?
book it. I won't book it for the exit.
Yeah, he comes. He steps forward and does a cure wounds again at level 2, which will heal you for 12 points damage. So back. What do you got? What do you hit with that explosion?
20's better than 8.
Yeah, and then that is his spell. It's his action. I'm marking that off of my spell sheet. We've got 1 level 2 spell left and 1 level 1 spell left.
Yes, that's awesome. All right,
And I'm going to use my bonus action and use my last defensive shield as well.
to get
my
those hit
temporary
points back up.
once more.
All right, this last guy here, this one here is going to strike. Who's he going to strike? 1, 2, and 3. I'll actually roll it here. 1, 2, and 3 is going to be Theo. 4, 5, and 6 is going to be Hemo. Let's
Please
see what he
don't.
says. I rolled a 4. It's going to hit attack.
Ah,
Attacks on Hemo with a
guys are
+2 for
mean.
flanking. I rolled a 3. I missed you.
haha.
Yeah. All right. That brings us to who's next here? Oh,
I'm
not
guessing
here.
Rekko.
Yeah, it's going to be, and I have to figure. I realize now that I made a fatal flaw in just choosing one of the group to put in the thing, because when they're gone, like they literally get removed from the list. Part of what it is, but it's on my list, so you can't see it. So I apologize.
Oh, does he go? Does he go after Theo or what?
He goes because he goes after this guy, goes him, and then it's Theo. So he gets to go now. It's his turn.
Okay.
All right. So he's gonna move. He's gonna move disengage. So he moves 5, 10, 15, 20. He moves to here on a disengage. He's going to then bonus action give you damage.
Okay. He's just fighting through the pain.
7 points of damage. Boom.
All right, that one went on temporary, so he's still got a few temporary hit points left. That's good.
Nice. And then he can move two more. He can move two more squares for his total of 30 feet. All right. Hemo, it's your turn. What are you gonna
do? Would it be possible for me to try to shove this impy guy diagonally instead of directly away from me?
Yeah, that's called shove aside, and you do so with a disadvantage.
Okay. Well, never mind that. I thought I was gonna try something cheeky and throw him into him and then blow him up, but
You can do that. I mean, you can push him and then attack him, and it's completely up to you. You just got to do it with disadvantage. How cheeky do you want to be?
It would be some serious style points, but
we
are way too low on HP for style points right now.
Sometimes you got to go out with style, my friend.
I have swords to hand anyways. Plus, I might not even kill this guy this turn. I will attack the demon guy, the fiery guy in front of me.
Yeah, he's an elemental, in fact, technically. Oh, you rolled a 1?
I missed the first one for sure. No. 14 to hit.
14 will not hit. They have 15 armor class. They're tough.
Dang it. Well, let's try the bonus action attack then.
Oh no! No, the 13. Terrible round.
Theo, let's see what you got.
All right, Theo, it's your turn. You got this guy here. You got this other Reko servant of the flame backing out of here. He's been doing damage to the last 3 rounds.
All right, so this guy's kind of moving, but he's still trying to burn me, huh? And we got this fiery guy here too. So
I think I can handle him.
All right, you try. I will go after this guy. He's going to get an attack of opportunity as I run past him.
He's going to take it.
15.
He's going to take it. Hold on. Oh, I rolled a 1.
All right. Well, no damage. I don't think we do critical fails or anything like that here.
No, we don't. You run past him, though.
Run past him, and then I am going to use the shocking grasp on him, I guess. That seems like the good opportunity here. 27 to hit.
Ooh. Oh, nice.
I don't think he's resistant to this. Maybe he's resistant to everything, though. We'll find out in a second. 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. Now, I will tell you something that you notice as you get close. He has a pendant on his lapel here that is the shape of a strange flame-looking thing. You're not sure where it came from. He has like this flame thing that's like it could be a holy symbol of some sort.
Weird. Okay.
You ran up and you attacked. Anything else you're gonna do?
No. Does he take the full damage, or does it look like he takes part of it?
Well, how much damage did you do? Fire damage? You did electrical damage, right?
Lightning.
He took that damage. I was double checking to make sure I didn't mishear you. All right, yeah, he took that damage. What else you gonna do? Anything?
That's it.
All right. This guy gets to go. He looks back, then he looks over at Hemo, then he looks at Theo, then he looks at Hemo.
I'm gonna destroy your machine?
He's gonna attack you.
Okay.
He's gonna do a grapple attack on you. Give me a contest of grappling.
He's giving you another hug.
13 acrobatics.
You won. I rolled really crappy.
Man, okay.
I rolled a 3. He's like,
good.
Nice.
All right. It is now the other person's turn. It is this person's turn. He casts a spell called Thunder Wave on you.
Oh no.
Hey, wait a second.
Thunder fighting over here.
Sounds familiar.
Gotta make sure I understand the.
Oh, did he make his concentration save on the 9 points of damage from lightning?
I do not know. Let me find out. Yes, I did. Shoot.
Okay.
All right. So he's gonna go do a spell called Thunder Wave. You make a Constitution saving throw. It is 14.
All right. Constitution saving throw 14.
Oh, 15. 15. It's 15. I'm sorry.
I only rolled a 10 on that.
I keep confusing that with you failed. Okay.
Did.
So the Thunder Wave goes off. You are launched back 15 feet straight back, and you're gonna take. Oof. Oh, crappy. Could have been a lot more. 5 points of thunder
Still, that
damage.
hurts.
Could have been 2d8.
Right.
That was I untied a 2d8. I rolled a 4 and a 1. There you go. And then, as you launch back, and then he gives you a little smirk.
Hmm.
And you take 13 fire damage, 13 heat metal damage.
13. That's almost max on the 2d8.
Well, I rolled almost minimum the other time. So. So he did the thing, he did the bonus action, and he moves here. 5, 10, 15, 20.
We can't see him anymore.
Yeah, he runs around the corner. You can't quite see him. You don't know where he's at. I know exactly where he's at, but
Fair.
that's where he's at. All right, that brings us to
Hemo?
Hemo. Hemo, what are you going to do?
Well, I guess...
I'm not prone or anything, right?
I don't think so. Thunder Wave, I don't think you get knocked prone. You're Thunder and push 10 feet away from you. 10 feet away,
Okay.
I apologize. I said 15.
Yeah, this was 10. It was the wall.
Okay.
So we're good.
Yeah, you just push back. Okay, Hemo, what are you going to do?
Oh, geez. Can I move around this guy? Would I take an attack of opportunity if I just moved around him?
Nope, you don't get. There's no attack of opportunity if you just move around him.
All right, well, I'm going to move around him. I'm going to go for a shove, try to get him away from Theo.
Okay.
Athletics. 11.
11, you're trying to knock him down? Okay.
Yeah.
Your confidence.
I'm trying to shove him away.
Oh, I rolled a 17.
Jeez. All right.
He's planted.
Well, that's only one of my attacks.
Yep.
So I'll take the second attack. 17 to hit.
Yep.
Does 9 points of slashing damage to him.
And to be on the right level is required. He's still awake, still alive. He was not that badly injured. He was over half before, so he's pretty low right now.
Bonus attack.
You think he's under a third now?
That's a 15 to hit with my bonus action.
That will hit, yeah.
That does 10 points slashing.
And it will explode.
I tried to get him away, but I
Fine.
think we're both taking this one.
Yeah, we are.
Dexterity of 14, please. Or 13. 13.
I pass.
Oh,
I do too. 18.
I rolled maximum. So you're going to take 6 points of damage on the half. 12 on the fail.
I'm glad we got the half on that one.
Boom, boom. Fire goes off. And this creature has been
Exploded.
destroyed. Theo, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I think
Well-
I found Sanjit's sword. Let me grab it and let's
I
get out
do
of
want to
here.
make sure that you're aware that the machine is still here and it's humming.
Yeah, and I still have very hot armor right now.
You do.
But my, as part of my armor, my magical infused armor,
Yep.
I can don or doff it with one action, if I remember
you
correctly.
can.
I'm just double checking, but yeah, I think that's correct. So
Are you just gonna
he's
Iron Man step out of
yeah,
it?
he does exactly that. He just steps out of his armor, but he has his shield still. He'll hold on to that for the
You
moment.
could do that the whole time.
Yes, but this also gives me the barrier, the shield that you saw.
All right, so you've used your action to remove the armor.
Yes, and,
And
so
now
you
you're
won't get burned
standing there.
anymore.
Yeah, what else are you going to do? You have a
Bonus action if I need, but I don't have anything else to do. I'm going to wait for the moment, so I'll leave my armor only be in that spot. He'll step over and actually, you know what? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Go to that corner and I'll grab that sword.
All right,
this
you've
what
got
we
the
needed?
sword. Ching.
Yeah, the
It-
one that's a little too long and way too damn heavy. Yes, that's Sanjit's.
It's a big curved sword, and it seems to be well made, well crafted. You're not sure if it has any magical properties or anything, but it seems to be nice.
He looks at it quick and says, "All right, maybe we should leave."
All right,
I would have dealt the final blow with his blade, but the thing's too damn heavy for me.
All right, Hemo, it's your turn again. Some things happen over the round. You see this thing vibrating. This thing
Is my armor still hot?
Your armor is still hot. Yes.
I won't take the damage, but
Yeah. And you
he's
see
keeping it
actually
going.
sometime as a little bit later, you see that this little heat just goes. You think that goblin is still triggering it?
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean,
"Screw
it'll
you
go
guys."
for a while, right? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably trying to
Theo.
get me as he runs away.
Theo, scream in pain. Perfect.
All right, what are you going to do, Hemo?
Well, I'm
Ran
gonna walk
over to-
over.
Oh, that was, I guess the Hemo went and then Theo, so that's fine. So go ahead, Hemo. You can go Hemo. Theo went ahead of you a little bit. That's fine.
All right. In that case, I'm gonna walk over. Is there an obvious way to turn this machine off?
Yeah, there appears to be literally just a massive switch.
I'll switch it.
All right. I'd make you a save, but you don't have to. All right. So as you power it off, this thing just goes, stops. And you see this little magic ripple through the whole place. It kind of ripples down the pole that goes to the ground and just stops.
I can't help it.
What
I'm a
was
born
this?
lever puller.
What was this? He stares at it for a moment.
You all, in your turn, you can give me an Arcana check, or you can use a bonus. Yeah, on your bonus action, you can do a recall knowledge. Give me an Arcana check.
I have an Arcana check.
What'd you get, Nate? Oh, Eric, you can also do it as your bonus action. What'd you get? We'll start with Eric. Hemo's first, so Eric, what'd you get?
Hemo got a 13.
Not enough. What'd you get, Nate?
It's some kind of contraption.
And I got a 20.
Maybe
Nate,
a thingy.
this vibration thing, this seems to be some sort of divining rod used to find something. It's using divination magic. It seems
Wild.
like they're trying to find something, and this machine is sort of using tremor senses to enhance the divination of whatever it's looking for. So this appears to be sort of like trying to find the dinosaurs when they do the pulse thing, but it's driven by divination magic. This spell that's on it is an enchantment spell that seems to last and will fade within the hours. By nightfall, the magic on it will be no longer useful.
He yells out again. Ah!
Very convincing.
Well, it does hurt. Still, I'm burned.
All right, you managed to get the sword back, and you managed to stop this machine. This strange place that was buried down here. You think some kind of magic had dug it out, but there doesn't seem to be anything else in here. You spend a little time looking through the other tunnels to find out they're more or less just dead end spots where they were probably using this machine before.
Did that goblin flee? Did we find evidence
You never
of
found him again.
Okay.
You search the area and you find that there's a couple dead end spots in here, but the dead end spots, again, you can see where the machine was probably used there, but they probably were looking for it and didn't find it. They've been using it. You also find in one of the other chambers what looks to be a piece of wood, a plywood of some sort of or driftwood that was taped together with with leaves crushed on top of it. You think that they were using that as a way to hide the tunnel. But apparently they were in the middle of using it. Either Sanjeet ran across it or they were already awake. You were able to return back. If there's nothing else, you're able to return back to the school.
No, I'm going back to the school. I'm trying to see if Sanjeet's there.
Don my armor as soon as it's not burning hot anymore.
Right.
And then
you return back to the school. Sanjeet is there. The kids have not returned yet. They're probably playing. They're probably hanging out at the new horse. But Sanjeet says, "Thank you, sir. Thank you." He grabs it. He grabs your hand and thanks you graciously. Did he
get the stone off his chest?
Yes, the stone is off. I believe that was pulled off already.
I'm glad you're alive, young man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And with that, without having an understanding of what exactly is going on, some strange happenings are here in town. And you've heard rumors of something else happening to your friend Echankar. So, with that, we're gonna leave. We're gonna end this adventure. This was
promises to never tell Florin that Sanjeet got his ass kicked while looking for flowers. I will never tell. You never tell her how much danger you were in.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. He shakes your hand. And with that, we're going to end this adventure, this pre-campaign adventure, and the pre-campaign as it begins. All right, everyone, have a great night. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, y'all.